And good evening and welcome to exploreSportsPA.com. It's Kerle Tire High School Football. Here on the EYT Media Network, Mike Kalinowski along with the dean of all that is football, Dave Katis, here along the banks of the great Redbank Valley as we get set tonight for Brockway here at Redbank Valley. Both teams committed 1-0, great wins last week for both of these squads, and both of them too with a couple of quarterbacks that everyone's going to keep their eye on because both were pretty adept last week.
That's right, Mike. The Brockway Rovers had a big game last week, defeating Cameron County 48-7, and in that game, Aiden Patton, the sophomore quarterback who we're watching right now in warm-ups, and man, does he throw a nice ball, so especially in warm-ups. You always look good. He threw for 383 yards last week and 4 touchdowns. He was 17 for 22. So talking to Coach Heigl up at Brockway this week, he's a special young man, and we're going to get a chance to see him firsthand tonight, along with his opponent, Braylon Wagner, who I got a chance to see last week with the Redbank game here against Union AC Valley. And Wagner had a big week also in the statistic category. And Mike, one of the things I saw from Braylon Wagner last week that I didn't see too much last year is his ability to tuck that football and run. He started doing that a little more, and we'll talk a little bit about what I had a conversation with Blaine Gold, the Redbank coach, and he told me in a little bit. But you're going to see him out there running the football a little bit more than he did last year.
All right, so we got a lot coming your way here in the pregame show. Do want to thank McMillan's Carpet Outlet as they sponsor rolling out the red carpet. We're at Redbank Valley, so it's got to be a red carpet. And they certainly have been fantastic down here. Matt Dar and all the folks helping us out as we get on the air here tonight. We're going to go inside the game. When we come back after a timeout, we'll look around the league, talk about the Katis' keys to the game, field conditions, weather forecast, and then kickoff. It's all coming up. It's a warm, muggy night here in western Pennsylvania. And we're going to have to wait because technical difficulties. Tyler broke his mouse.
He broke his mouse.
Yeah.
That's usually when you turn, 30, that tends to happen a little bit, So
he goes, you can't go to a commercial because I broke my mouse.
I don't have a mouse. Well, one of the things, Mike, you got a chance to see Clarion last week against Du Bois a little bit, and they're going to have a nice trip up to St. Mary's tonight, and we'll talk about all the other games going on in the conference and everything. But I got a chance to see Redbank here last week, and that's the first game, big crowd down here, and they really picked up where they left off. And I think a lot of people said, we lost a lot of people. We lost the Klaus brothers. We lost this guy, that guy. And they basically reloaded. And they came out fired up, and they came out and put a nice game together against Union AC Valley. And Brockway's got to be excited coming into this game also. Beating Cameron County last week 48-7. They ran up a lot of statistics. They got some great receivers on that team. And that's one of the keys that I'm going to be really watching tonight. I'll get ahead of myself here a little bit. But Aiden Patton has got to know his 3 receivers pretty well. And last week against Cameron County, Caleb Doherty had 6 receptions for 162 yards. Aiden Snowberger, who's another jet too, a 5'9", 150-pound senior, he made 3 catches for 55 yards on the evening. And Blake Pisarczyk, another one, number 28, who we're really anxious to get an opportunity to see. He's 5'11", 175, like about 4 years ago. That was my height and weight. But he's got a lot of interest from some PSAC schools. He's a very sound wide receiver and type of kid you like to have on your football team that can catch the football. And that's going to be a big key tonight with having those 3 really good wide receivers. And let's see if Redbank Valley's defensive secondary can stop the passing game of Brockway going into it. So that's going to be a big thing. But also on the Redbank side of things, Braylon Wagner, he's got some receivers of his own there too with Rylan Roop. Went to him an awful lot last week. Jackson Huffman, another one out there for Redbank Valley, had an excellent game. And not only Coach Gold gave the name of Jackson Huffman as a Swiss Army knife. He can punt, he can quarterback, he can catch a football, he can run the football. So the more I talk about the Redbank kids, and also the Minute kid from Redbank was made a big impact on that game last week. So you got a lot of offensive weapons on the Redbank side. We got a lot of offensive weapons on the Brockway side. So we're looking for a really, really good game tonight.
All right, and here we're going inside the game, brought to you again by Brookville Equipment. And we're getting set. We'll see if Tyler is ready. Nope, still not. All right. So we're going to just keep on going here. We're just going to keep talking. Sometimes technical things happen, and, of course, Tyler over there with that mouse, you don't ever expect one of those to go, but when they go, it's certainly when you least expect it. Continuing too, you talked, Dave, about some of the key players and stuff like that, and these are two teams too. When you talk about coaching, some of the more well-coached teams and probably in the state of Pennsylvania, you had a chance too this summer to be part of that combine. So you had a chance to see, too, a lot of these coaches and teams, and that had to be pretty special as well.
Well, I'll tell you, Mike Coons, one of their assistant coaches, put that together up at Brockway. They've been doing it the last couple of years and have refined it. But Doug Knepp, who's the offensive line coach at Clarion High School, and I went up and coached that. But the organization of that combine, that D9 combine, and the way they did the stations and the laser timing for the 40-yard dash and just a lot of the things that they did were just first class. And you could tell every one of those coaches from Brockway had a role in putting that D9 combine together. And there was a ton of kids up there. And the more those coaches got involved, the more I got to know them a little bit. And Coach Heigl played offensive line at Clarion University. You broadcasted all of his games, and I was around as athletic director at that time, so got to know them. So building relationships with some of these teams and coaches is a big thing, but they're very well coached. And on the opposite side, Redbank also. Coach Gold has put together a great coaching staff also, and you can see the results of that from them finishing last year in the state semifinal game against Fort Cherry, Mike. So both of these programs have their arrow pointing up, and that's why we're so excited about this football game tonight. We think it's going to be a dandy.
Yeah, we were talking, I know Pat Kale and I last week, too, about just the ability of some of the teams in the league just to kind of reload. You look at Redbank Valley, and even though Redbank Valley is just Redbank itself, its school district and things like that, it just seems like every year over these last many years that they just, you see a bunch of guys graduate and you go, oh, they're going to be in trouble next year. But then these guys come in, they fill in all the different positions and things like that, and they've been very successful. Same thing with Central Clarion. Of course, that is a co-op with North Clarion, Clarion, and CL, but they have certainly been able to continue each and every year. This year I thought, I don't know, Clarion might be a little sketchy. They lost a lot of great talent last year. They didn't miss a beat. Well,
I think one of the biggest things, when you're mentioning all three of those teams, Brockway and Redbank and Clarion, it's consistency of a coaching staff. That's what it is. It takes consistency. And I know Dan Reed down at Union AC Valley is trying to build that down at Union AC Valley, and along with Todd Smith over at Keystone, they're all trying to get some consistency. And one thing I'm noticing, I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of the assistant coaches now they're on these teams are now starting to make their way into the high schools as full-time teachers or substitute teachers or around the program a lot more than they were 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. Now go back 10, 11, 15, 20 years ago, all the assistants were at the school. And then there was a lull there, but I think they're trying to get all that consistency back. Sure. And, from Coach Heigl to Coach Ferguson to Coach Gold down at Redbank, that's consistency in your program. And when little kids are looking at head coaches when they're in 7th grade, and they can look up and say at 11th grade that he's still the head coach, that says you're doing a pretty good job with everything.
Yeah, and that's something, and again, that consistency is why you do see the success. And there are a lot of schools you feel bad because you see that kind of constant turn of coaches, and that a lot of times is why you just don't see the success.
Yeah, I'll give you an example up at Kane High School. Kane, we remember Kane being a very dominant football team up in that area for years, and the last few years haven't been too dominant with things because they've had turnover in coaches from this coach to that coach. Coach Ronsville was there for 1 year, and now Coach Bodemer, the old Port Allegheny quarterback, the record holder, is now taking over that program at Kane. So it's going to take a couple years for them to get a feel of those kids down in the middle schools, the 7th, 8th, 9th graders, and try to convince them to come out to play some football. And it just takes time to build a program like anything.
And I think you said another thing, too, that's difficult for a lot of these places is the populations, because you don't have as many students at the schools here in Western Pennsylvania anymore. And, those student populations are going down. And so a lot of times it's hard. And I know Coach Gold always says, I'm always running around the school trying to grab kids to play. And you hear that from Davey Eagleton and those guys over at Clarion and Clarion Limestone. And, it's just what you got to do because you just don't have the numbers anymore either.
Well, at this level, it's the same thing. I'm more around the college programs and stuff, and I'm around Clarion University football a lot and everything now with the NLIs and all the money that's being sent in there. Now, don't get me wrong, at the university, we're not at that stage as Ohio State or Penn State or anything like that. But, hey, kids have a bad experience. Guess what? They're going to pick up and leave. They're going to transfer to Mercyhurst. They're going to transfer to IUP. They're going to transfer someplace. They get a little bit of success. So you're not only recruiting new players in there, but you're trying to keep the players on your team and retain those players. Same thing with high school. If you go out, remember when we played way back, and, coach would get mad at you. You'd run all night long. You'd be running gassers, up from the goal line to the 10, back to the goal line to the 20, to the 30, to the 40. Nowadays, you can't do that because kids lose that love and feeling. They're gone, and they ain't going to come back, and that's a real difficult thing to do.
Well, we got Tyler back. We're going to see how things are going for him. We're looking at the officials down on the field. They're talking to some of the players down there, getting ready for the game tonight. Again, I want to thank Brookville Equipment. We really went deep inside the ball game tonight. Why don't I take a look around the conference this evening, brought to you by Land Pro. Games going on this evening. We have Kerwinsville at Winburn, Forest Hills at Clearfield, Cameron County's at West Branch, Bradford at Montauk. That
Cameron County game, Mike coming, that they're going to play. They played Brockway last week, and they lost 48-7. And I said this last week on the air. You make the biggest improvements of the year from the first game to the second game. So Cameron County's been arrow pointing up the last couple of years, and boy, to take a shellacking like that, 48-7, it'll be interesting to see how they'll bounce back this week. And we wish them luck.
Okay, again, Bradford's at Montauk, Karn City's over at Brookville. That could be a pretty good ball game right there too. We had considered that one tonight as well. Keystone's at Kane, Port Allegheny's at Smethport, Calder Sports at Bucktail, Sheffield is at Ottawa. How about Sheffield? First win in 27 games?
Yeah, I had it written down someplace on my pad. Sheffield broke a 27-game losing streak by defeating Bucktail 38-6. And Randy Cathcart and I did the game down here last week, and he's like, Dave, you do not want to take that trip to Bucktail. And I said, yeah, if the high school's named Bucktail, it's got to be up in that northern sector up there someplace. And, you do not want to make that big trip. So congratulations to Sheffield. They say getting off to Schneid to get their first big win of the year. And then congratulations to those guys. They've been really desperate for a big win up there, and they got one last week.
Central Clarion's at St. Mary's. Punxsy is at DuBois. And I'll tell you what, DuBois last week impressed me. Even though Central Clarion won that kind of going away, DuBois led at 1.14-7. And they were really controlling both sides of the ball. Just kind of ran out of steam against, just a few more weapons at Clarion, and it wears you down. But that DuBois team is going to make some noise this year. Ridgeway's at Union AC Valley.
And I saw Union AC Valley last week, Mike, and like I said, they'll make their biggest improvements from the first game to the second game. And Aiden Bish, the quarterback, being thrown into the quarterback position now, starting his first year. If I got a chance to interview him a few weeks ago, and he's just an outstanding young man. And he probably beat himself up an awful lot after that game last week, but I talked to him. I said, what do you like to do when we were down there during preseason camp? And he goes, Mr. Katis, I really like to, I like to hunt and fish, but I really like to dissect the game and watch film. So I imagine this past week, he has watched a ton of film on himself trying to figure out what he did well and what his assets are going to be going into this game and what our liabilities are and how he's going to improve on those. So I look for big things coming back for that AC Valley game. The other game, Central Clarion's going to go up to St. Mary's. They lost last week, St. Mary's. So first time on the road for the Central Clarion Wildcats, and they're going to take a trip up to St. Mary's, and it'll be interesting to see how that game turns out this evening.
All right, so that'll wrap up going around the league, brought to you by Land Pro. Want to let everyone know we need to reset our computer, so it's going to take about 5 minutes. So when that computer goes down and you see that screen, we're going to be right back here. I'm going to hurry up so Tyler can get that done before the start of this one, and we'll take that time out. You're watching Explore PA Sports, Kerle Tire High School Football on the EYT Media Network. PA, Kerle Tire High School Football here on the EYT Media Network. It is Mike Kalinowski along with the dean of all that is football, Mr. Katis.
Jeez, you're the Hall of Famer.
Yeah, but
what the heck?
But you've been in all those high positions.
I know, honest to God, I'm just a big shot, aren't I? That's it.
Hey, weather forecast for tonight. Want to get that in? J&J Feeds and Needs and Trailer Sales and Battery Warehouse. 68 degrees will be the low. It's not there now. It's going to be a while before we get there. Cloudy, warm, humid. Might see a thunderstorm late. Should be well after the game. And Mr. Katis, you know what the wind could gust up to tonight?
12
miles an hour.
Ooh, there you go.
But I don't think we'll see that for a while. And cloud cover be 77% here later. Looks good down. Cousin Basil's bringing you that one. Also want to remind you, too, for all the scores, you can go to exploreSportsPA.com, and we'll have the live scoreboard running all night long.
That's
so
good.
We'll get ready for that.
I want to know all these little cheerleaders are out here. Can we get a shot of the little cheerleaders down on the field? Look at them.
Yeah, they're all over.
There's got to be 100 of them down there. Their shirts say bullpen, I think, or something.
Yeah, I think they're getting them prepared.
Yeah, they're breaking them in. That's great. Good on behalf of Redbank, man, to get the little kids involved, without a doubt.
Well, Mr. Katis, how about this? Let's take a look at the Katis' keys to the game. What does each team need to do to come out with a win? Those keys are brought to you by Kerle's Kitchens.
Well, talking to Coach Heigl, it's a cliche, but he really talked about it being a business trip. They're going to leave, not going to be on the field that long to warm up. They, as you noticed, they didn't go in before kickoff here. They stayed down on the field. They want to play the football game. And I think we're close enough to kickoff now to say that they really want to run the ball and they want to establish the run. They have 3 excellent wide receivers and a great quarterback who threw for over 300 yards last week. But they want to work on the second half of their offense, and that is their running game. So I'm interested to see how Redbank is going to try to defend that running game, and along with those 3 really good wide receivers on that end of the field. On Redbank's side, I think you just keep it going. I mean, they didn't miss a beat against Union AC Valley last week, and Eastlick ran that football an awful lot. He hit it up in there and broke a few runs, and Braylon Wagner was just on like crazy. And his receivers, Jackson Huffman and Rylan Roop, did a great job, and it'll be interesting to see how those 2 teams match up. I think we've underplayed this game an awful lot. This is going to be a great football game tonight. I think it's going to be close. Unfortunately, in some of the past games we've had some blowouts and everything. But I'd be shocked if this isn't going to go down to the fourth quarter and see what's going to happen here, basically, Mike.
All right, so getting set, we'll have the anthem coming up here momentarily. We're waiting for Redbank Valley to make their way down onto the football field. And we are in the Kerle Tire pregame show, and again, want to thank Kerle's Kitchens for Dave Katis' keys to the game. Last week we had Kerle's keys to the game. It was like alliteration city.
That's right.
Of course, Pat Kerle was like, I don't know. No, actually, he was actually pretty prepared. I did ask him, I said, is touchdown Billy Kerle going to get in? His son, he goes, he's not very good.
Nah. Yeah. I'm ready to see. We're going to see touchdown Billy Kerle probably next week, right? I think we're going to cover that Central Clarion Brookville Raider game, I believe. Yep. They got a big game up there tonight. I think Karnes City plays Brookville over on the new turf. I rode across Interstate 80 today. Coming back, played a little afternoon golf, and came across Interstate 80 and took a look down there, and wow, that field looked impressive from driving. Of course, the speed limit 70 coming across.
We were in Du Bois the one a couple weekends ago, and I had to make a cut through Brookville just to check that turf out, and it's very, very nice.
Yeah, I think that's where everybody's going, and I still like the Friday night games with grass on the field.
I will say, though, and this is something, I don't know, we'll have to get Redbank on this, Central Clarion actually had the hash marks in there, so it was real easy to tell.
That's nice. Yeah, absolutely.
So, we'll see if we keep saying something. And we got the national anthem coming up here at Redbank Valley High School. Here we go, national anthem here at Redbank Valley High School. Nice job by those young ladies singing the national anthem, and you see the big Bulldog banner going up down there as we get set for action here tonight at Redbank Valley High School. The place that Bob Dunkel built, right?
That's it. I was looking for the big statue in the end zone, and then nothing. I saw they got a new ticket booth down there, though.
Yeah, it's very nice. They did have a statue of Bob, but some kids got a little crazy one night, and they pushed it into the creek.
Maybe we can put the Bob Dunkel ticket booth down there in the end zone.
That's
Just
right.
name it as people come in.
Well, hey, anytime there's money involved, Bob Dunkel's name is associated, people know. Here we go. Here's Redbank Valley making their way onto the field. Oh, and we got a couple casualties.
We do.
Through the side.
Yeah.
Coach Gold's going to say next week, we're not using the sign.
We're not using the sign.
The
That's
sign's
right.
done.
That's it.
Great crowd on hand here at Redbank Valley tonight. And
yeah, it's a little toasty out there this afternoon in Clarion. It got to be really heated, and last couple days have been pretty tough. A little rain, I guess, a front coming through tomorrow. It's going to lighten it up a little bit for Sunday and Monday and Tuesday, but we'll see what shakes out.
I'll tell you what, I give teachers and the kids this past week a lot of credit, because I know in my district at Commodore Perry, my room's in the upstairs. It gets the sun almost all day long, and it was oppressive. You know, we were allowed to wear the more comfortable clothes, the shorts and stuff, but, you know, it was like 95 degrees, and the kids were just troopers. They were great. And I know a lot of folks had to deal with it around because, you know, these schools aren't air conditioned and stuff. Yeah. And then these kids have to come out and then practice for their sports after they've sat in that heat. So,
well, you know, Mike, even at the university, I teach sport management classes there, and this week was the first time in I don't know how many years that I wore shorts to class with a golf shirt, and it was hot.
Someone said, I don't think the superintendent's going to let us wear shorts. I said, I knew the superintendent in college were wearing shorts.
That's true. Captain's out on the field, and
this is Bob Dunkel's favorite too. I know Bob's not with us, but you know that too. He loves the ceremonial coin toss.
Yeah,
he thinks this is wonderful.
This may be the actual coin toss. Last week they did it early, and then Randy Cathcart was able to pick it up, and I can't remember who received. I think Union AC Valley received, but I think this is the actual. I don't think this is staged. I think it's the actual coin flip here, because I didn't see him earlier in warm up. Well, maybe it is.
Looks like Redbank is going to win the toss. See what they decide to do. They're going to take it.
Good.
You know, and actually when you mentioned Randy Cathcart's name, he and I were talking down here a few years ago. And I brought it up to him. I said, as a coach, do you defer? Do you take it? And he goes, Mike, honestly, if you look at the stats, you might as well take the football. Give yourself a shot, because he said they're really the stats –
he said that
last week.
Yeah, he said that last week too, and I agree 100% with him. You know, I'm always take the ball because, you know, Coach Soboleski, you know, being around him and everything, every time we had the opportunity to take the ball, we took it. The more times we could touch it, the more points we could score, and that was his philosophy. I'm like, you can't argue with that too much. The more times we touch it, the better opportunity we have to score. So we did. So Redbank's going to get the first opportunity tonight.
So back deep for Redbank Valley. Is that Eastlick back there, number 0?
No, I think one, but I don't see a 1. Maybe in the gray. Hopefully we don't get screwed up on that.
Because that's a 0 in gray, so it has to be Eastlick back there along with Byers and Roop.
It looks like kicking it for Brockway is going to be a number 11, Caleb Doherty.
And here we go. There's kickoff brought to you by Penn State. Du Bois going to go out of bounds, come out to the 35-yard line. So Redbank will take this football. You know, talk to a lot of folks, too, that say, I'd have them re-kick it. It's hot. It's humid.
You know what? It actually looked like that might have been planned because, I don't know, but they kicked the football and the defense immediately came right out on the field like they knew something was going on. But maybe Redbank has declined the penalty.
Yeah,
they're going to
make
do it again. Kick it again. Yeah.
It's not I think it's a good idea with this heat and humidity. You put them back out there, let them kick it.
Well, we had 7 cramps in last week's game. So hopefully we don't. It is hot, so hopefully we don't approach those numbers.
7 cramps. I thought you were only here with Brett.
7 cramps. Let me tell you,
that's
on the field. I was like, oh my gosh, So hopefully,
Eastlick Byers and Root back deep again, and we'll kick it off again. And again, that is Caleb Doherty kicking things off here. So we'll try her again. And Penn State Du Bois brings you the kickoff. I want to thank Kerle Tire for the big sponsorship for the pregame. And this one's going to go back, and it's out of bounds, too.
Well, looking at Coach Gold, talking to the side judge.
Is he going to take it this time? Yeah, he's going to have him kick it again.
Kick it again. I don't think I've ever seen this before.
No, I don't think we've ever had one start where there's with 3 kickoffs to get it moving, and we may have more.
Yeah.
You know what? If you were Coach Heigl, do you tell Doherty kick it out of bounds again?
Well, they keep doing that.
We'll be here until 2 in the morning,
and we don't want that.
Well, your wife would be happy because it'd be quiet, but other than that,
it is. That's it. All right, let's see if we can get it going here.
All right, let's try this again. Kickoff brought to you by Penn State Du Bois.
Let's see if young Caleb can put it in the middle of the football field here. Let's see.
Eastlick Byers and Root back deep. There's the kick.
Uh-oh.
It hits the pylon, so that's in the end zone.
It is in the end zone.
So that'll come out to the 20.
He hit a good 52-degree wedge shot and then plugged it right by the pylon.
So Redbank is actually going to give up 15 yards.
Yeah, so we're up and running.
Yeah. But here we go. Of course, the quarterback is Braylon Wagner. Very, very good last week running the football, throwing the football.
Yeah, big game against the Falcon Knights last week. So it's a leader on the team, one of the best juniors in the state of Pennsylvania, and he's proven that last year by taking his team to the state semifinal game. So we're off and running against the Brockway Rovers tonight.
Wagner will work in the shotgun. He's got Eastlick, his sidecar left, twins to the right. That single receiver on the left, and he's going to give that to Eastlick, and Eastlick's going to be hit and drop right there for about a yard loss back to the 19-yard line. Nothing doing.
Well, that big Brockway defensive line, they do got some size, talking to Coach Heigl, and they can plug up that line an awful lot. But they're led by number 57, Benjamin Yale, junior, of 6 foot, 280 pounds, Mike, on that right side.
It's time to switch sides with Eastlick and Wagner out of the shotgun. Wagner rolls to the right side, looks to throw. The ball's going to be tipped. And that ball tipped there. Was that?
That was Weary, number 61.
Yeah, I thought it was 61 or 67.
Yeah, Weary got his hands up, and big 6-foot frame, was able to tip Braylon Wagner's pass, falls incomplete. And just like that, Redbank brings up a third down.
So third down and about 11. Ball resting at the 19-yard line. Bulldogs, their first possession. They did have Brockway kick it 3 times. Third and 11 here for Wagner out of the shotgun. We'll see what he does. He's looking to throw. Wagner firing that football down the right side. He's got a man. It's caught by Root. And he's hit and dropped out of bounds out near the 45-yard line. That's a gain of 26. Ball at the 45 as it is out to Rylan Roop.
Rylan Roop with a big catch, 36 yards on the completion. So, or 20, is it 21?
26.
26 yards on the completion to Roop. So Wagner starting off pretty good after that tip pass. So first down and 10 at the 45-yard line.
So they face that third down and long, and they make it work here in the first quarter here, brought to you by the Clarion Forest V&A. Eastlick It's not Eastlick that time. That's Byers getting the carry. And how about him getting spun down?
Yeah, good defensive pursuit that time. Once again, number 56, Johnny Verichetti, always comes to play, 5'11", 220 pounds, dropping him in the backfield.
So second down here and 15 for the Bulldogs. They're going to work Brock Monrian in the backfield. Here's Wagner looking to throw, has the time, steps up, looking downfield, dumps it off. It is caught. That's first down and more. That's Gold with the football. And Gold's going to take that all the way down near the 30-yard line. Ball right there at the 30-yard line. It'll be a 1st and 10 again. First down is brought to you by Nick's Auto Body here on exploreSportsPA.com. Wagner rolling to the right side. Right across the middle, finds Roop again. And he'll take it down near the 20-yard line. Almost 10 on that one. We'll see if they give it to him. I think he might be just short. That's about a 9-yard pickup.
About a 9-yard gain on that.
Second down, 1 here for the Dogs.
Boy,
well,
Braylon Wagner just manufacturing this offense, going down after down, moving this team down the field.
Byers gets the carry. How about Byers weaving his way? And he'll take that down to about the 12-yard line. So that's a gain of about 9 on the play.
Yeah, good running by Byers. Just stepping his way through that defensive line of Brockway. Picks up a big first down for the Bulldogs.
They're in the Dubrook red zone now, 1st and 10. Here's Wagner looking again. Tosses that pass. It is caught. And that is Monrian with the catch down around the 5-yard line. It's a gain of 7 yards. Got to get down around the 2 or 3 for the first down here. Second down and short. Second down at about 2, almost 3. Ball handed off. And Byers takes that for the first down. It'll be a 1st and goal down near the goal line. He has it at the 1, so picks up 4. Eastlick checks in here. Short yardage situation here for the Bulldogs, 1st and 10.
Redbank had a lot of success, Mike, inside the Dubrook red zone last week. So, putting that football in and taking advantage of their opportunities and converting it into points. So, be interesting to see what they're going to do down here.
Oh, and they're going to go Wildcat here. And actually over the right side with that football for the touchdown is Jackson Huffman. They had a running back set up behind center, and then they snap it to Huffman. Huffman in the end zone for the touchdown. 1-yard run.
Yeah, Huffman taking it up the middle or off the right side and everything. And like I said in the pregame, Coach Gold calls him the Swiss Army knife. He can do everything from punt to catch to run the football. And that time, bonts it out to the right, finds himself in the end zone, 6-0 Redbank Valley.
Fricko's on for the extra point try, and the kick is up on the way, and that kick is good, and it's 7-0 Redbank Valley. 9:08 to go here in quarter number 1. We'll take our first break. You're watching Explore Sports PA. It's Kerle Tire High School Football right here on the EYT Media Network.
For over 2 decades, Dietz has kept your home comfortable and your business running. We're responsive, reliable, always ready to go the extra mile. Because when it comes to your comfort, we believe in doing the right things. For the best in HVAC, plumbing, electric services, call Dietz. Nobody beats Dietz.
All right, back here at Redbank Valley, getting set to kick things off. As Redbank Valley, the first score of the game. Huffman, the 1-yard run.
Mike, Braylon Wagner 4 for 5 for 72 yards on that first series. So he keeps putting up numbers, brother.
We go to kick things off. Back deep, we have Himes. And it looks like on that far side, is that Patton?
That's at 19. I can't
19.
tell. I'm looking.
Could be Kale, too.
We'll find out here in a second. It's 19. It's going to be Kale.
Yep. It'll be taken by Himes, actually.
Yep.
Himes makes a cut, right side. And he'll be drugged down finally at about the 24-yard line. So that is where the Rovers will take over. You got the battle of the dogs tonight. You got the Bulldogs and the Rovers.
JT Morris, sophomore, in on that tackle for the Bulldogs on special teams.
Quarterback is Aiden Patton. He has been good. Of course, everybody was wondering about Mr. Fox, the starter the last 3 years for Brockway, decided not to come out of senior year. One of the leading passers in District 9 says,
Well,
but that, just where his interest lies. But Brockway has not missed a beat.
no, they're going to run a late player into the game here for the Rovers. Ball's going to be on the right hash.
Boy, are they tight at the line of scrimmage, too. Pat takes the snap, hands it off over the left side. And was that Ross getting the carry?
Get up.
That was 18. Yeah, there we go.
18.
That's Kraft. So bear with us. They were in a real tight huddle. I was trying to pick out the numbers.
That's pick up a 4 on the play.
Second down and 6. Again, tight here. Handing it off over the right side. Flag on the play. Gain of about 4, almost 5.
26.
Getting up there with that football. Was that
28?
Yeah, Pisarcik, excuse me.
Pisarcik.
Pisarcik.
Okay, Pisarcik. We'll go with yours.
Is that right?
I don't know.
Is it C-I-K?
It's probably right. You're the English teacher.
Yeah, but everyone says their name differently. We were just talking about that before. It could be Sarchik or it's sick.
It's tough to talk to Coach Benasuti when he comes off the top of the box here.
So Brockway now with that penalty faces second down and 12, backs them up. So this time they're going to work out of the shotgun. Patton, who has been able to throw that football, we'll see what he does. They're going to hand it off again. How about that run up the gut? And getting the carry that time was Kraft again, and he's going to take it up near the 30-yard line. He'll pick up about 7 yards, but they still need about 5 more. So third down and a long 5 here for Brockway.
Boy, Jonathan Slack, number 58, really came up and smacked him that time in the end zone, or in the back, almost in the secondary.
Patton taking his time. Hands it off again. Kraft gets the carry, and he'll get that first down. He'll take it up across the 35 and up near the 37-yard line. He'll gain about 7, and they're going to move the chains. First downs again brought to you by Nick's Auto Body.
Raiden Kraft, 5'10", 180-pound senior for the Brockway Rovers.
Ball out at the 36-yard line. Timeout taken by Redbank. 7:36 to go. Timeouts. Oh, I was looking here. Oh, we usually do have a sponsor, but we don't have one down there this year. We'll make it Tyler.
Yeah.
Timeouts by Gimpy.
Well, Redbank had number 3, Drew Byers, come out of the football game. He he got a lower body injury right now, so he's sitting on the bench, and that could be a big blow for the Bulldogs here in this game. He's in some discomfort on the field. Just what we thought, Mike. It's just, we had an idea that Brockway was going to come out and try to palm that football and run it and everything, and Coach Heigl was true to his statement he made to me on Wednesday night that they wanted to try to establish the run. They know they can throw the football. Aiden Patton threw for 383 yards, so they pretty much proved that they could throw it, but they wanted to really highlight the running game and try to pound it up in there a little bit more, and that's what they've done so far tonight.
Going to work out of the pistol. Gives it to Kraft over the left side. Here's Kraft getting ahead of steam, and he'll spin up near the 40-yard line. He'll pick up about 4 yards. So second down here and 6.
Kraft, a big workhorse so far on this opening drive for the Rovers. 19 yards on 4 carries so far, Mike.
Looking to throw. Patton flag on the play. Play's going to be blown dead.
Little false start by number 11, the wide receiver out here for Brockway. He got a little bit too much of a jump. That's Caleb Dockery trying to get a step on Brennan Minnick down here at the bottom, and happened to do it right in front of the side judge.
So they'll bring it back 5 yards. Going to set up a second down here and 11. Ball back out the 35-yard line. 7-0 Redbank lead, 7:06 to go here in quarter number 1. Clarion Forest VNA first quarter here on exploreSportsPA.com. Kerle Tire High School football. Glad you could be with us here this week. Here's Patton in the shotgun. Boy, Redbank showed blitz back off. And now Patton looks to throw, and the ball's juggled but can't be brought in. I'll tell you what, Schwentner almost was able to bring that in.
Yeah, pretty good nifty fake from Patton that time, rolling out to his left side. Just a little bit too much on it, and Schwentner not able to pull it in. He had himself an easy first down. So
third down and long, brought to you by Luton's Plumbing and Heating, 3rd and 11.
Patton's got to be kicking himself for that one.
So here they go again, pistol setup. Kraft behind Patton. Going to look to throw again. Dumps it off. It is dropped. Snowberger had it right on his hands. I don't know how many yards he would have got, but now a 4th down, and Brockway is going to have to punt the football away.
Well, Snowberger, talking to Coach Heigl, he's the fastest kid around, and I think his legs just started going a little bit. He turned his head. He didn't look it into the tuck like we coached an awful lot up at the Combine this year. And they're going to turn the football over here to Redbank on the punt.
Byers and Root back deep. Punting the football away is Doherty. Root's going to let her bounce and goes out of bounds around the 25-yard line, and that is where Redbank will have it. So the Bulldogs lead, and they have the football back.
Still warm out, Mike, and the sun's starting to set.
Yeah, and it's just that humidity, and, we'll get rid of that hopefully for next week. But it's that time of the year. It always gets this way. It seems like that first week or so of school, it's always searing.
Yeah, because I always, I hang on to this an awful lot. It's still August.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's still August, so
for 2 more days.
There's going to be some heat.
Here's Wagner. Shotgun. Hands it off. That is Eastlick with it. And Eastlick's going to be hit and dropped for a loss on the play of a couple. Back near the 23-yard line. So sets up a second down and 12. I'll tell you what, Brockway has read him well.
Well, they shut him down so far. Eastlick had a really big game last week against Union AC Valley. Eastlick, the transfer, I believe, from Hermitage, he came in at the last year. So I really was impressed with him last week, Mike, against Union.
Wagner looks to throw, fires that football across the middle, and finds his target. First down. Not quite a first down yet. I thought he got close. We will see. And coming up with that catch across the middle was Roop with the catch. They needed 12, and he's just going to get that 12. They're going to move the chains.
Yeah, the side judge is going to come in, and they're going to mark that football at the 35-yard. He had to get to the 35-yard line, and he just did that. Rylan Roop.
Wagner again out of the shotgun. Eastlick, sidecar left. New set of downs here for the Bulldogs as they lead 7-0. Oh, high snap over Wagner's head. Wagner's just going to fall on top of that football, and that's going to be a big-time loss to about the 14-yard line. So from the 35 to the 14, they're going to lose, 21?
21 yards, yeah. not a good snap by Redbank Valley. Braylon Wagner doing a smart thing, though, because, you got a kid back there who's pretty agile and shifty quarterback. He could have picked it up and ran with it, but he decided, hey, man, I'm just going to fall on it and live to play another day. So pretty smart move by that young man.
Second down, 31 to go for Redbank. Wagner looking to throw. Fires downfield, down the right side, and it is incomplete on that right side. Boy, he was going for all of it, too, and out there was Jackson Huffman.
Yeah, he aired it out there pretty good, but good coverage by Brockway that time. Ball falls incomplete, and that's going to bring up a big third down and 31 for the Bulldogs.
Huffman was in the neighborhood. That would have been something, too. He was going to get it all back in one shot. Here's Huffman now, or excuse me, Wagner in the shotgun. Spins it out, little screen to the right side, and not a whole lot, maybe 3 yards. And getting up that time, was that Huffman again? Yep. So Huffman again with the catch and a short gain of about 3 or 4. So fourth down, punt coming up.
Mike, I seem to recall that last week's game, Redbank County had, I think they only attempted a punt one time, and in that punt attempt, Huffman threw a pass and was complete, and Redbank picked up a first down. Not this time. He's going to let it fly.
Pisarsek back to take the kick. He's going to back up, grabs it, gives up a little bit of ground, turns back to the 40-yard line, and very little gain on that one as he's going to be gang tackled there at the 40, but good field position here for Brockway as they trail 7-0, 4:09 to go here in this Clarion VNA first.
Jaron Christian's in on that tackle on special teams, number 50. A little bit different this week too, Mike. The Redbank with their white jerseys, or the red jerseys last week. We got the dark ones that you love.
Especially when the sun goes down. It's like,
I just love those dark gray jerseys with the white numerals. It's tough to see just normally.
Patton, that pistol setup, dancing around. Got a lot of time flagged, though, and we'll see a hold coming up. So this will be coming back.
Yeah, had plenty of time back there.
Yeah, when it lasts that long, So they'll back them up 10, be first and 20.
And, Mike, something else that I mentioned last week, and I mentioned also in the pregame, Braylon Wagner's now in there on defense.
Yep.
Last year you didn't see too much of that. Now, talked to Coach Gold the other night, and he says, hey, we got to get our best athletes on the field, and Braylon is one of their best athletes, so he's going to be seeing a lot more on defense this fall 24 season.
Here's Paxton looking to throw. Patton rolling to the right side. Gets rid of that football. It is caught out at the 40 and up to the 45-yard line. And bringing in that catch was Pisarsek. That'll be a gain of about 16 on the play. Make it 15 as they're going to put him at the 45. So it's a 15-yard pickup. Sets up a second down now and 5.
So that's a big pass because Patton has now completed his first pass of the game. He's had a couple dropped early, and that might get him going a little bit.
Gives it to the running back. This time is Ross over the left side, and Ross barrels near the first down. I'm going to say he's just shy of it. Give him about 4. So third down and 1. See if they go with a tight
T formation. Yeah, I mean, they got everybody packed in there, but I'm not quite sure. We got a good view. They're about 1 yard short. They got to get to the 50-yard line, and we're looking straight down from our advantage point here in the press box.
Getting that pistol set up. Redbank. Here's the handoff. And that is a first down. How about Ross getting the first down carry? He'll get it, and he's going to take it across midfield down to the 49-yard line. Give him 2.
Yeah, good running by Ross. I'll tell you, it wasn't there, and then all of a sudden he just saw a little bit of hole on the right side, and Colton Ross was able to keep his feet, get up over that 50-yard line, and pick up a first down.
Patton and crew, they trail 7-0, but driving here. Patton throws that ball. It's caught on that slant and bringing it in. That was Snowberger. Or no, that wasn't Snowberger on that left side.
Carter Himes.
Yep, Carter Himes is the one that brought it in all the way down to the 35-yard line. So that's a gain of about 14.
Yeah, good read that time by Aiden Patton. It was there on a quick slant, and Patton, all 6'3" of them, just stood there and boom, found that seam and threw it right on the numbers.
Patton looking to throw again. And here's a hold coming as Patton's going to be forced to the sideline, stays on his feet. Now we got flags on the sideline. We might see some offsetting type things. We'll find out, so we'll sort things out. Flags and penalties, social media, all that brought to you by Redbank Chevrolet.
And all of that.
Yeah.
All kind of stuff.
You know what, Dave? Don't ever make a mistake. Don't make a penalty when you're buying a car. You go right to Redbank Chevrolet.
That's exactly right. Well, they did me well this last couple months, I can tell you that much.
And here we go with the official. Tell us what's going on. Holding against Brockway. And is that going to be it? There must have been another hold on that outside, too. So they're going to back him up 10. So the ball back to the 35-yard line. It's a 1st and 20. Patton looks to throw, rolls to the left side under pressure. Ball knocked away. It's taken by Redbank on that far side with that football. That is Carson Gold, and Gold's going to pick up the fumble. If we can go back, we'll take a look at that replay. And knocking the ball away for Redbank was Bonrian. Bonrian knocked it away. Gold picked it up.
In the right place at the right time,
That's
Mike,
right.
just on the sidelines. It looked like he was going to go, but good job by Brockway coming back and trying to knock him out of bounds. But Sarchek didn't know where anybody came from, thought he had a lot of time rolling left. He's a right-handed quarterback, and he's looking to sort of toss it out there. Got stripped, and great opportunity for Redbank on this turnover here.
So here's Wagner in the shotgun. Looking to throw, has time, fires the ball. It is going to be caught. Caught by Gold over the left side, and Gold's going to be forced out of bounds, but not until he has that first down all the way down near the 9. So that's a gain of 16 on the play. So in that Dubrook red zone as Redbank Valley as they threaten again here, up 7-0, a minute 29 to go here in the first.
Mike, the other thing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wagner's been able to complete passes to 5 different receivers so far tonight.
Wagner across the middle finds his man, and that's going to be a touchdown. And looking down to see who that was in the end zone. It is so hard to see that number down there.
Does he got a replay on that?
Oh, I see him coming over. That is Eastlake. That was Huffman again.
Yeah, Huffman on the
Huffman with the touchdown.
So 9 yards. Nice pass, nice patience by Wagner that time. Here's Fricko on to kick the extra point.
And
a little bit of a bad snap.
Little stutter step.
Yeah, a little stutter step, but there's a flag on the play here. Let's hold it here. Side judge threw a flag. So they're trying to
must be against Brockway.
Keep both the teams on the field and see what we got. Offsides, Brockway. Penalty is declined. Extra point is good.
So 14-0, Redbank leads. 1:22 to go here in the first. We'll take a timeout. You're watching Kerle Tire High School football on exploreSportsPA.com.
Dubrook, a division of M&B Group, is your trusted local ready-mix supplier for residential and commercial projects. Dubrook provides a full line of decorative concrete, as well as concrete supplies, along with a variety of concrete tools and accessories. Dubrook can provide services large or small for residential and commercial projects to contractors or homeowners. Dubrook is here to provide you with options and ideas to make planning your next project simple. Let Dubrook help you with the supplies you need to get the job done. Dubrook is proud to support our local communities with plants in Clarion, Du Bois, St. Mary's, Butler, Evans City, Bradford, and Meadville. Call 1-844-382-7665.
All right, back here at Redbank Valley High School, the Bulldogs score again. Go to send it deep. And it's going to bounce around and go out of bounds. Now we'll see. Does Coach Heigl say, kick it again?
Looks like he's sending his team out.
Here comes the offense. So Brockway's going to have to get to work here. They're down to 2 scores. Still, a lot of game to be played, but you don't want to fall behind too much against this Redbank Valley team.
Well, they came out and they wanted to establish the run, Mike, and they got 7 carries for 25 yards so far on the evening, and coming off that big passing game last week, Aiden Patton had he's only thrown right now for 30 yards. Well, he's 2 for 4 for 30 yards on the evening.
Kraft will dot the pistol. Gives it to Kraft, follows a blocker and tries to turn the corner, but going to be driven backwards. I'll tell you what, all kinds of Bulldogs in there, and Jaron Christians in there leading the way. Henrienne in there too on the tackle. Clock rolling down, under a minute to go here in the quarter. Patton and Kraft now again setting up, same setup. Patton rolls left side, dumps it off. Brought in by Schwentner. Schwentner gets up to the first down. He's going to have that yardage. He'll get about 11 on the play. Gets it to Schwentner. And there is a flag in the backfield, roughing the passer against Redbank.
Oh, man, that's really huge.
So that is a personal foul. So personal foul against Redbank. And it is the first down. They'll mark off the 15 yards.
That little misdirection there by as I kept coming through here, by Patton. Pretty good fake on that. Redbank Valley rolling that right side, and then Schwentner just found himself out in the flat a little bit, and Patton was able to find him in that open area. So big first down and tack on another bunch for a penalty.
Patton pumps, rolls to the left side, running with the football. And he'll get some positive yardage inside the 35 and down around they're going to say steps out at right around the 35, 34-yard line. It's a gain of about 5 yards on the play.
Well, if you're going to have your quarterback run on 1st and 10, you pick up 5, I'm happy with that. Getting outside. Getting outside of Redbank's contain on that into the short side of the field also, Mike.
Gives it to Kraft over the left side. Kraft running again, getting another first down. He's right there. Well, they're going to say maybe short of the stick. Boy, where he slipped, I thought he might have had it, but they're going to say it's a gain of 4.
The official hasn't set to mark the ball yet. Now he's going to mark the ball.
Yeah, he's just short. It's going to be 3rd down here and a very short one.
Yeah, I think they're going to take a look at it. They're going to measure it. They measured it a couple times last week. So number 56 for Brockway down there, Johnny Varischetti, one of the offensive linemen, is signaling first down. And we never played that guessing game.
No.
It looks like.
Got an update here. We're going to do that Ascendant Trucking Zockro Motors update. Karn City leads Brookville 7-0. That in late in the first. 7-0.
Locally owned Dubrook Inc. supports our local high school sports teams.
Short.
So just a bit short there on the mark.
Well, you take some of these things like Johnny Verichetti telling you it's a first down. He lied to me, Mike. Jeez, oh man. The really good linebacker down there, an offensive lineman, signaling first down. It wasn't a first down. 6 inches they need.
That's right. Ball sits at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, old school football. You need
Yep.
6 inches. You got. Yeah, I'm just going to do my statement here. You know, the quarterback's lining up 5 yards behind the ball. That's why I'm up here and they're down there. Quarter.
That's the end of the quarter, so we're going to switch sides of the football field. We're going to take a timeout here. 14-0. Redbank leads. It's third and very short for the Rovers, and we come back, and you're watching Kerle Tire High School football on exploreClarion.com.
Are you ready to boost your team spirit? Look no further than shopteamwear.com, your one-stop destination for all your school and team apparel needs. We've got you covered whether you're a die-hard fan searching for the latest gear or aiming to fundraise for your team. And here's the best part, you're in control. Choose the products and prices that work for you. Discover the ultimate apparel shopping and fundraising experience at shopteamwear.com. It's time to gear up, fundraise with ease, and make a statement together. Boost your team spirit, empower your community. Shopteamwear.com, where passion meets fashion.
All right, back here at Redbank Valley High School. Here along the banks of the beautiful Redbank Creek. The summer still showing on the trees, and the temperature says it too. And temperature on the field too is getting hot as well. 14-0 Redbank Valley. As the Rovers make their way back on, it is a third down and inches. So, Mr. Katis, we'll see what they do. You didn't like that quarterback being off that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, the way they run the football, you they move the quarterback all the way back into a shotgun formation, and you got some pretty good horses up front for Brockway. Just my opinion.
Got a helmet issue, and I think we're all right.
Yeah, Brockway making their way into Redbank Valley territory for the first time this evening.
Patton takes the snap. He's throwing on third and short, and he's lost the football. And falling on top of that football was Kraft. But, boy, I'll tell you what, I'm shocked. I thought they would just stick their nose in there, get that first down and move, but they were throwing. And now instead of third and short, Dave, it is a fourth down and probably, about 8 yards?
Yeah, it looks like about 8 or 9. Yeah, Mike, I just don't like that. I mean, if your offensive lineman can't get like a yard, I just have a tough time with that. But that's my opinion.
Patton looks to throw now on third and long. Patton roll left side, and he's going to be sacked on the play. Getting him for Redbank Valley, that was Jonathan Slack.
Yeah, Patton's just got to realize what's going on. He's a sophomore, and, you realize it's fourth down, son. You got to either throw that football or run that football. You got to make a quick commitment, basically, along the line. And Redbank Valley all over him that time. They're going to turn it – Brockway will turn it over on downs.
So there we go. The sack, the loss on the play back to the 41-yard line. Just underway here in quarter number 2. It's a Hager Paving second quarter here on EYT Media. Explore Sports PA is where you can go. All those scores will be updated there all night long.
Yeah, good job by Matt Darr, the athletic director down here, to get the 25-second clock fixed. As an AD, man, you got to do everything.
He certainly has been a busy man tonight. Flag on the play, and they're going to call offsides here against Brockway.
Yeah, and Redbank was in a hurry, too, because the 25-second clock was down to about 2. And Wagner, you could just see there was some desperation out of his eyes from that quarterback position to try to get that snap off, and Brockway gave him a gift by jumping. Oh, boy.
So 1st and 5 here for the Bulldogs. Ball sitting at the 45-yard line on the Bulldog side of the football field. Here's Wagner out of the shotgun. Roop goes in motion from the right to the left. We'll see if he goes right back to him. Nope, he's looking down the sideline. Looking down there for Minnick, and it's just out of his reach. Coverage that time by Brockway was Caleb Doherty.
Braylon Wagner knew he had him, too. After he released that football and the ball hit, he put his hands up over his head like, oh, man, I had him. And pretty frustrated, but that's a pretty good toss by that young man. Good play call by Redbank trying to loosen up that secondary of Brockway. just a little bit overthrown.
So 2nd down and 5, ball resting at the 45-yard line. Here's Wagner with trips off to the left side. He's rolling that way. Looking, comes back across the middle. He's found his man. And down to the 40-yard line. That was brought in by Carson Gold. That'll be a 1st down. That's a gain of 15. Well, 14.
Yeah, 14. And Braylon Wagner making something out of that. A little right-handed, like kind of tossed Patrick Mahomes a little bit on that. Throwing that football out to the right.
1st and 10, the ball at the 46. Oh, this time Wagner's got to roll to the right side. Boy, he was under a lot of pressure, gets rid of that football, and it is going to be picked off. It's intercepted. Intercepted back at the 5-yard line. Bringing that in was Doherty for Brockway.
Yeah, Caleb Doherty went up and got that football and came down with it. Caleb Doherty goes up and gets that football and comes down with it.
That's one.
And Rylan Roop hurt down there at the 5-yard line. Now he might have a cramp. They're all working on his leg down there. So go ahead, Mike.
No, I was going to say that's one you'll see, and I'm sure Coach Gold will talk to Wagner coming to the sideline. Wagner's still, relatively young in the position, even though he's had such great success. He'd say, just throw that one away.
Yeah,
get rid of that one.
Just dump it. It was quite obvious to us up here in the box that there really wasn't anybody back there. So just roll out to the right and either pick up a yard just running the football or just toss it out of bounds. And he'll look on the film and say, he put his receiver in a tough position to come down with that football. So Brockway's going to take over. Looks like around their 5-yard line, Mike. They got 95 yards to drive, and they got to get something on the board here. Their defense, in all honesty, hanging in there the best they basically can, but they're looking for their offense to try to keep this game tight.
Well, Ross will be in the backfield this time with Patton. Work from the 5. This is dangerous territory, though. Redbank, they're going to be coming right at you. Patton fakes to Ross, rolls to the right side, looking to throw, fires downfield, and that pass is incomplete. Intended for Caleb Doherty that time, but coverage was good.
Yeah, Mike, last week, like I said earlier, and I've repeated it a few times, they put up 48 points on Cameron County, and as we get midway through the second quarter here, we got a big 0 on the board for Brockway, and I think there's a lot of seniors on this team, a lot of good captains from what I understand, that need to say, hey, listen, let's be patient, let's keep with our game plan, let's keep pounding the ball in there, throwing little dumps and everything, and it'll happen, and they just can't get frustrated right now offensively.
Patton will give it to Ross this time, and Ross looks to the rim. Not much at all up the gut. Actually lost some yardage on the play back near the 2. That's a loss of about 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, side judge comes in and just marks that off around the 2-yard line.
So 3rd down, 13 now for the Rovers, and they want to be careful here. Patton working in his end zone. Looking to throw, fires that football, and it is going to be incomplete. Again, intended that for Caleb Doherty on the right side, so we'll see a punt coming up.
Pretty dangerous pass that time, Mike, throwing it out to the flat like that. Ball falls incomplete. It could go either way. If your receiver doesn't touch that football, gives Redbank an opportunity to walk in the end zone with it, but I am sure Brockway's coached very well on special teams, so let's see how they react to this punt all the way back in the back of their end zone, Caleb Doherty.
Byers and Minnick are back deep. Doherty to punts, angles it away, and it will take a Redbank bounce and then go out of bounds. What at about 25-yard line or so? See where that mark is. So short punt, Redbank will take over with the short field. Just under 10 minutes.
Yeah, Coach Gold doing a little coaching down there in front of his bench, having a word with his one of his punt returners who might have been there just a little bit too tight and near that football.
We good? Just need anything? Don't forget drinks over here in the cooler. I can give you your mouse back if you want.
Dart checking in with us. Talk about rolling out the red carpet, Takes good care.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, Redbank, great opportunity here to go up another score deep inside of Brockway territory.
That's Eastlick getting the carry. They ran a little misdirection in the backfield as they brought in Roop on that in motion. Eastlick will get, actually going to lose about a yard.
Yeah.
Back to the 26-yard line.
Mike, one thing, good Brockway, a lot of credit. They've shut down this running game for Redbank. Redbank has got all their yardage through the air, basically, and the Bulldogs haven't been really able to run the football tonight.
Wagner looking to throw, flushed out. Now Wagner's got to decide he's going to turn the corner, and Wagner going to stay in bounds long enough to pick up some good positive yardage down that sideline. He's down around the 18-yard line. So about an 8-yard pickup for him.
Yeah, just couldn't quite turn the corner and decided to step out of bounds.
3rd down and about 4. So 3rd down and 4 here for the Dogs. Wagner rolling to the right side, fires. It's caught. And that's Huffman. Huffman to the 5. Huffman brought down in the Dubrook red zone at about the 5-yard line. So that's a 14-yard pickup as they'll move those chains. It's going to be 1st and goal. Actually, they're going to drop the chains.
Yeah, we got an injured player inside the 5-yard line there. But Mike Boyd, good job by just going back through there by just looking, Raylan Wagner.
Kerle Tire proudly supports our local high school sports teams.
Right at almost behind the 1st down marker. Just tried to throw a shoulder into Huffman that time, and Jackson was just able to just shrug him off basically, and Huffman turned it into a big gainer inside the 5-yard line.
So we're in a Hager Paving 2nd quarter here on EYT Media. It's exploreSportsPA.com. If you haven't had a chance, go to Explore Sports PA. All the great information is there. Great articles by Mike Kilroy and crew.
Yeah, Kilroy's here tonight.
He is here. When Kilroy's in the house, people listen.
That's it. He's right down in front of the injury, too, down there at the about the 5-yard line.
Luton's Plumbing and Heating supports our local high school
They're
sports
still
teams.
working on him down there, so that's not a good sign.
Yeah, we'll be we'll see what's up here. We may take a break, but we'll look here too and get you some scores here coming up on that Ascendance Trucking scoreboard. Again, that is on exploreSportsPA.com.
Huffman up, being escorted by his dad off the field, basically.
Had a nice catch.
The only big game I see out there, Mike, is Port Allegheny 22, Smethport nothing in the 2nd quarter. Otto Eldred 14, Sheffield 6. Central Clarion St. Mary's still 0-0, shockingly. DuBois 3, Punxsutawney nothing in the 2nd quarter. And Union AC Valley 14-0 over Ridgeway.
So from the 5, they're going to pitch it out. Eastlake makes a cut left, back right, and he's driving towards that goal line. Does he get in? And they're going to say the officials come in. He is short of the goal line.
Boy, Eastlick with a 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th effort to try to get into the end zone.
So picks up 4 hard-fought yards, and he comes out with that arm a little bit sore.
And Redbank's got some guys banged up. Huffman and Roop and Eastlick now.
Wagner in the backfield. Byers in there with him from the 1-yard line. Wagner's going to keep it over the left side. Wagner tries to turn that corner, and he's going to go in for the touchdown for Redbank Valley. Comes at the 8:11 mark in quarter number 2.
Just a 1-yard run. Huffman, great athlete, rolling left, looking. He might cut it up inside or might try to get to the pylon. He got to the pylon and puts another one up for the Redbank Valley Bulldogs.
Kieran Fricko on for the extra point try. He did a nice, it was kind of like a little mess up, but it was a neat little 2-step, and he kicked it through last time. We'll see what he does this time.
And now the official, he's looking towards the scoreboard and 25-second clock. And we got a little clock problem. The back judge is going to come in with the referee.
The touchdown was at 8:11.
Yeah. It's probably 8:11 on the clock. Going to figure out.
So we'll be close here.
7:46 on the clock should be.
Why the touchdown at 8:11?
Yeah.
But who am I?
You had an official score. That means the back judge didn't have it right.
That's right.
So you had it written down since he crossed that goal line, brother. I trust you more than the guy underneath the goalpost right now.
Not often, but that time I'll take credit for that one.
You had it right, so somehow a bunch of seconds didn't show up in the game.
Fricko, extra point. It is up. And it's good. 21-0. Redbank Valley up on Brockway. We'll take a break. 7:46 to go here in quarter number 2. You're watching Kerle Tire High School football on exploreClarion.com.
Oaks Building Supply is committed to providing quality building products to the community. Everything you need to get the job done right, visit Oaks Building Supply in Lucinda.
Back here at Redbank Valley High School. Here's kickoff. And that's back near the goal line. Bringing it back out was Himes, and Himes will bring it up across the 15, up around the 20-yard line. Nice return by him.
Yeah, he got it out. Yeah. Late second quarter score, Mike. Karn City 14, Brookville 0 late in the second quarter. So looks like we're going to be rolling down to Karn City at some point.
Yep. We will certainly be doing that. Ball's going to be placed at the 24.
Yeah, Brockway's really got to get it going. You know, really got to get something going. They got to get a score on the board here before halftime, try to make this game just a little bit closer.
Looking to throw. It is caught. That is Pisarcik. Spinning around, and finally he'll slide down, but he'll get yardage from about the 24 up.
Yeah, you know what?
Not as much as I thought.
He got up the field, Mike, and then he turned around and tried to make something happen and rolled back around and lost yardage, actually. So
yeah, picks up about 3, maybe 4. So he's second down here in 7. Patton looks to throw again. Under heavy pressure, hit as he released it, picked off, it's intercepted. That's Wagner with the interception. Brings it back to the right side. Here's Wagner. Wagner to the 10, and then he steps out and around the 5-yard line, and we got flags all over the place.
Yeah, Braylon Wagner just coming up and making that interception with a great return all the way back inside the 10-yard line for Redbank, but we got 3 officials down there having a conversation right now. It looks like the penalty is going to happen after the interception.
And it looks like it's going to go against Redbank here. They'll back them up, but it'll go from that spot of the foul. So they're going to back them up to about the 36-yard line.
Yeah, that's a big penalty. Crackback block.
Redbank has the ball.
We'll call it the 37.
Yeah, and Brockway really didn't need that at that point. Aiden Patton, geez, oh man, just not on his game tonight. Braylon Wagner back there playing center field and just picked up that, got that interception and rolled around that right side and a great return. You can see what an athlete that young man is. He could just make some turns and misses and make people miss. But anyways, with the penalty, they're going to move him all the way back to the 36-yard line.
Ball snap back to Wagner. Wagner looks to throw again. has some time, tries to get something set up, and he just gets rid of that one. That's a great job that time by Wagner. Nothing was there. And we did have that update, 14-0, Carn City up on Brookville second quarter. You had that one, Mr. Katis.
Yeah.
Sendin's trucking update.
And, you know, Mike, he just threw that ball out of bounds like that. And once you do it once or twice, now in the back of your mind, you get comfortable with that. It's like, okay, I'm getting pressure. I need to get rid of this football. And I think that'll be a big step for Braylon Wagner going forward.
Second down and 10, Byers over the left side. Takes it inside the 35 to about the 33-yard line. It's pickup of close to 3.
Good to see Byers back in there. He was banged up here early in the first quarter on the bench. I saw him, and he's back in the football game, so good for him.
More like 2, I guess. Third down here at about 8. Thought he might have got it a little bit further. Wagner, again, in the shotgun, takes that snap, rolls to the right side. Wagner throws, and it's going to be incomplete. Pass was just a little bit too short that time. That was intended for Roop. Roop's still with that limp.
Yeah, he was injured too, and he's still a little bit shaken up there.
So fourth down, they're going to punt here.
No, don't say that, because Jackson Huffman's the punter back here, Mike, and he can do a lot of different things. And last week, like I said, on fourth down, he faked the punt and threw a first down to keep a Redbank Valley drive going. Let's see what they do here.
That's what he's going to do again. He's running to the right side. Almost lost it, then punts it. Partially blocked. And a flag on the play.
Raiden Kraft back there, and roughing the punter is going to be called on him, number 18 for Brockway. And, oh, man, that's just a killer of a penalty for Brockway right now.
Yeah, that's a tough one because he was running, and then, you know, the guy comes in there, and he's like, oh, I'm going to get him, and then he decides to punt, and then he got to back off.
Yeah, and he got him good, and, he did it right in front of the official, too. And the white hat just had really no choice in the matter.
It's fourth down. It's not an automatic first down. Roughing, I think, is
running into the kicker then.
Mm-hmm. So it's only a 5-yard penalty, I believe.
So Wagner's probably going to come back on the field.
Takes it to the 29.
Let's see.
Yep.
Yeah, Braylon's back there at quarterback, so they're going to go for it with a 4th and 4.
Well, here we go.
Big play in the game here.
Wagner 4th and 4. Throw. Hit, and he's not going to get there to the first down marker. Going to be short on the play.
Yeah, good pursuit. Raiden Kraft. You know what? The kid that got called for the penalty, Mike, makes up the big play on 4th and short. So Brockway gets the football, and they're going the other way.
Yeah, Monrian was the receiver that time. So Brockway comes up big there with a good defensive play. They're only down to 3 scores, still a lot of time to go in the ball game. Patton looks to throw, fires, and it's incomplete.
Is there another penalty, Mike? Yeah, there's another penalty flag sitting there right around the 35-yard line. Side judge came in. Not sure what they're gonna call here. It's gonna be on Redbank.
Yeah, they're marking it off. Huh. Did he come over and show us?
He didn't. So it's going to go against Redbank, and it's going to be a first down nonetheless. First down at the 38-yard line.
Patton looks to throw. Across the middle, caught. Sarchik with the catch. New set of downs here, so it's short gain for him. A couple yards is all. So second down here at about 8.
He shut Pisarchik down pretty good tonight. He only has 3 receptions for a total of 22 yards. He's their big gun. Redbank doing a pretty good job defensively shutting down those receivers from Brockway.
Although Thought he was handing it off, did not. And paid the price, did Patton that time, as he is sacked on the play.
Yeah, just not a good flow of plays for that offensive unit for Brockway right now. Just, you know what I mean? It's like herky-jerky. They're good for a little bit and then just not good, and, they're just not a good flow of the football game offensively so far.
Yeah, it was Huffman back there getting the tackle for loss. Third down and long. It's brought to you by Luton's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Third down at about 15. Patton looks to throw the football. Pumps, now he's going to run. Goes to the right side. Tries to stop, hit, and he's going to be dropped. Nowhere to go with it. Fourth down. And make it 20 now for the Rovers.
Trying to see who got in there, Mike. Looked like number 4 for Redbank. That's Brock Monrian. Stuffing that play. And that will bring up a fourth down, and Brockway's going to have to punt it away.
So Brockway to punt. Doherty punting it. And looking, there was that Byers taking the football.
Yep. 3.
Back up to the 50. 45. 40. Byers still on his feet. Spun around and out of bounds. Good return by Byers all the way down near the 25-yard line.
Mike, 6 missed cackles for Brockway on that special teams play. They had him all the way back at the 40-yard line, but really good run by Byers to get out around the right side in front of the Redbank Valley coaching staff and just turn it up for a big gainer.
Clock at 3:37 to go here in this Hager Paving second. Redbank leads at 21-0, and now they're threatening again here on that nice return by Byers. Ball at the 26-yard line. Wagner will work out of the shotgun. Wagner gets rid of the football, looking to Roop in the end zone, and it's just a little long. Good coverage down there that time. For Brockway, that was Himes closely guarding Roop.
You know what? Wagner threw it in a good place. It's either his guy is going to catch it or it'll fall out of bounds. So that was a pretty good throw, even though it was incomplete. Good area to throw that football in. That's tough for a young quarterback to pick up on that, but he knew where Roop was going to be, and it just fell out of bounds.
Wagner looks to throw again. And this time Wagner's going to be hit and dropped. And getting him for the Rovers was Maddox Decker.
Yeah, I thought we'd hear his name an awful lot more tonight, Mike. He's 6'5", 235-pound defensive end. Big kid. Thought he would be dominant, but, boy, that offensive line for Redbank doing a pretty good job on him this evening.
Third down, about 14 here. Third down for Wagner and crew. Ball back to 35. Oh, he had Roop in the middle, but threw it too high.
Yeah, a lot of mustard on that one, and the ball falls incomplete, but he had Roop open.
Fourth down. Clock stops again there at 2:54 to go here in the quarter. Twins off to the left, twins to the right here for Wagner, who works in the shotgun. Fakes to Byers, looks to throw. Tries to get something set up here. Does pick up the block. Gets time. Fires for the end zone. He's got a man and is caught. And that is a touchdown. How about Carson Gold? Finds Gold in the end zone.
Carson Gold 29 yards out, but boy, that pass was more like a 59-yard pass from as far back as Wagner was, and Carson Gold was in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Redbank. Boy, Wagner just tried to make some things happen like crazy and scrambled around back there, and then all of a sudden got behind that Brockway defense, and the result was 6 points.
Fricko's on for the extra point try here. Holds there, kicks on the way. And is that one good? It's good. Found a way to make it go, and it's 28-0 Redbank. leading big here on Brockway. We'll take a timeout, 2:54 to go here in the first half. And you're watching Kerle Tire Football at exploreSportsPA.com.
The Cooper Discoverer Road Plus Trail AT, our most trusted truck tire, is now better than ever and available for your truck or SUV. They're designed for the reliability and durability to find adventure beyond the pavement and are backed by a Cooper mileage warranty of up to 65,000 miles. Learn more about the reliable Discoverer Road Plus Trail AT at CooperTire.com. Count on Cooper. Or stop by Kerle Tires in Clarion. Kerle Tires, the area's largest selection of tires.
All right, back here at Redbank Valley High School. Here's kickoff. Redbank leads here 28-0. The kick's going to go into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20.
Well, you got to keep pitching, Mike. I mean, you got to play the game. You got to keep pitching, even though you're down 28-0. Got to get some little things accomplished. Maybe some dump passes, pick up 3 or 4 yards on a run, just try to keep that clock moving and try to get some momentum, which Brockway just hasn't seemed to find tonight so far.
Important here, too, with 28-0. If Redbank could score again, that puts it into the mercy. But if they could get some points here, they do get the ball back to start the second half.
Yeah, you're right. Good point.
So, going tight. Hands that off. And Pisarczyk with the run. He's only going to get about a yard.
Yeah, if that. Jackson Huffman in on the tackle for the Bulldogs.
So a 1 yard pickup, 2nd and 9. I'll tell you what, I think Brockway came in really expecting to be able to take it to Redbank Valley, but so far Redbank has been able to.
Yeah, Mike, and they're a higher level team than the Bulldogs are, basically.
As far as classification goes, yep. Net carry. Oh, it's about a 5-6 yard pickup here. And I was just seeing who was getting up off the bottom. Was that Ross? 18. Nope, that was Kraft.
Yeah, it was Kraft, picks up about 3, and Coach Gould's going to call a timeout for Redbank. They want that ball back. So Blaine Gould calls a timeout for Redbank Valley.
Yep, they will talk things over here.
Let's see if we have any other updates for you here. Cameron County 7, West Branch 6. Bradford and Montauk still 0. Orange City 14, Brookville nothing. Keystone 16, Kane 8. So Todd Smith and the group got it rolling already in the second quarter. Port Allegheny piling it on Smethport 22-0. Cottersport and Bucktail scoreless. Otto Eldred 38, Sheffield 6. Still don't have a real good score on Central Clarion St. Mary's. They're saying it's the first quarter still up there, 0-0. Punxsutawney 7, Du Bois 3 in the second quarter. Union AC Valley 14, Ridgeway nothing.
So here we go, 3rd down. Redbank did use the timeout. Tight formation. And everybody's moving here. Redbank shifted defensively, and then the movement came on the offensive line as a procedure penalty.
Yeah, and that's going to back them up a little bit. Oh, boy. When it rains, it pours.
Yep.
Rains, it pours.
So 3rd down and about 8 again. Still 2:06 to go here before halftime. We'll have the band for you. We'll make sure we get them on at halftime, and then we'll have the Heater Lumber halftime show. Oh, low snap, but it's picked up by Kraft. Here's Kraft running with that football, and he'll take it near first down yardage. He may pick up the 8. We'll see. Good job by him. They're going to say he's just short.
Yeah, the side judge down here coming in inside of the line. The other guy had it over the first down line, but So now I think Brockway is going to call a timeout, which they are.
Yeah, because it's 4th down and 1. There's still a minute 44. I think you just punt this. I don't think you want to give it up right there.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, you've been on coaching staffs before. I
Yeah.
mean, what do you think? What would
you
Gene,
try to
say? What would Gene do?
What Coach Soboleski would do. He would ask the guys for a
Matrix
cup
Group
of water.
is a supporter of our local high school sports
Hey, where's the
teams.
water? I'd bring some water over here. If you don't go for it, you're telling your team you don't have a lot of confidence in them to go for it, okay? But by rights, if you give it up and Redbank scores and goes a mercy rule, then you really are in a hole. So you're stuck. Coach Heigl, that's his decision, Mike, and he's going to go for it. They need to pick up a yard.
Going to hand it off. Sarchik over the right side. They're going to get it. Stays on his feet. Takes it up near the 40-yard line, so he'll pick up 10.
That's good running by Pisarcik. That's good running. A little extracurricular in the guys want to talk some smack back here. 56 and number 3 going out a little bit. So good hard running by Pisarcik. And they pick up a first down. Maybe that's a little bit of a spark that they need.
So a new set of downs for the Rovers. Patton flushed out of the pocket again. Hit. He'll be dropped this time. Sacked on the play.
That's just tough to see numbers, Mike. I think it's number 4.
That's why I was looking over here at.
Yeah, it looks like Brock Monrian on the tackle that time.
Nico was giving me the evil eye. I don't know why. I was like, I was trying to see numbers, but
that's Nico.
He's almost as mean, if not meaner, than Tyler.
Patton that time had some time to throw the football. He really did, but he's got to step up in the pocket and throw that football. And he's waiting so long back there.
2nd and 20, and he just got rid of that one at the end. Incomplete pass. Stops the clock at 44 seconds.
And Mike, Redbank's defense just coming at him. I mean, they're just lining up and go get him. I mean, that's the big thing. They're putting a lot of pressure on him, but he's got some time initially. If he wants to go to a 3-step drop and try to get a slant or an out or a hitch or something like that to give the kid a little bit of confidence.
Kraft gets the carry on the right side. Flag comes in late.
Yeah, 39 seconds left, and we got another flag. That's got to. Well, I don't know what it's going to be. Even Steve Bowser, the public address announcer, he doesn't know what it is either over there. He does a great job. That guy's been here so long, I'll tell you.
That's a face mask against Redbank, so that is going to give Brockway a first down. Brockway still with 39 seconds, and as we said, they do get the ball to start the second half. If they could get something on the board here, certainly would help.
Coach Gold wants a number. He wants to know which player did it over there. You're right, Mike. If they just get something going, maybe they can bust something here with 39 seconds left, get some momentum back.
Patton fires the ball downfield, and it sails on him, and it's going to be picked off. And with that interception for Redbank Valley, that was Carson Gold.
Yeah,
30 seconds.
He's having a pretty good game tonight, Mike. He might be the leader in the clubhouse for player of the game so far tonight. He's got a touchdown, an interception. He's got a few other things going on, too. So let's see what Blaine Gold has in his book of tricks here with 31 seconds to go. If they're going to, knowing Coach and seeing him the last couple of years, I'll bet you they're going to come out firing. He isn't going to wait. He's got trips both way, or twins on the right and twins on the left.
Wagner looks to throw, fires that football, finds his man on the left side, and that's a first down carry.
Yeah, it looks like it's Eastlick out there possibly.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, with those white gloves.
Yep.
I can't tell. You can't tell. It looks like number 3. I'm sorry.
Byers.
Probably Drew Byers out there.
18 seconds.
And Coach Gold wants. Not sure. The side judge went in to talk to the white hat. He might want more time on the clock for some reason.
Or was it?
Looking over, we didn't get an explanation.
Okay, well, the clock's running, and here we go. Wagner looks to throw, steps up, rolls left side, just whipped that ball out of bounds on the left side, 6 seconds.
Yeah, really nobody over there. Wagner just tossing it off to the right.
So second down and still 10.
Yeah, and if I'm Redbank, I don't really want to do anything here, but I want to just settle and get out of this half now. But
Wagner rolling to the right side, and he's going to get rid of that football, and that's the end of the quarter. So there we go. We are at halftime as Redbank leads it by a score here of 28-0. And we'll take a break. We're going to come back. We'll have the Heater Lumber halftime show coming up. We've got stats for you. We got scores, got bands. We've got it all. It's all on the way. 28-0 Redbank here at halftime, and you're watching Kerle Tire High School football on exploreClarion.com.
Owners and operators, if your business depends on your truck, then we've got you covered. From simple oil changes to complete engine rebuilds, Bauer Truck Repair has the tools and the know-how to get the job done. We also offer 24-hour roadside assistance. Anywhere, anytime, any weather. Our techs are ready to get your truck fixed and back on the road. We even offer towing and load transfer services. At Bauer Truck Repair, we understand that every minute and every dollar counts. So trust your business with our business. Bauer Truck Repair, located off exit 60 in Chippenville. You can also find us online at exploreClarion.com or call us at 814-226-6023. That's 814-226-6023.
At NPRC, affordable opportunities are endless. Learn more at their information session on Tuesday, September 24th. Visit nprcevents.org to register for this virtual event. Northern Pennsylvania Regional College. Brighter futures begin here.
West Park Rehab Physical Therapy, providing traditional physical therapy plus diagnostic testing to include EMG nerve conduction study and musculoskeletal ultrasounds.
At Clarion Forest VNA, we bring compassionate care to your doorstep. From skilled nursing to hospice services, we're here for you and your loved ones. Clarion Forest VNA, your trusted partner in home health care. Need reliable plumbing or heating services? Call Luton's Plumbing and Heating. Fast, friendly, and available 24/7. Call them at 814-226-8695. At Clarion County Community Bank, you're more than just a number. With personalized service and modern conveniences, they make banking easy. Clarion County Community Bank, where community comes first.
You can afford a gorgeous, custom-designed hardwood Kerle's kitchen for a lot less than you'd pay at a DIY store. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. At Kerle's, there are never middleman markups or hidden charges that can add 40%. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. That's FactoryDirectKitchens.net.
This game is brought to you by Tionesta Builders? No, Tionesta Builder Supply. family-owned and operated home improvement centers located in Tionesta and Shippenville. Discover Regen RX, specializing in regenerative orthopedic medicine and aesthetics. Feel better, move better, look better. Visit regenrxhealth.com.
All right, welcome back here to Redbank Valley High School. 28-0 Redbank leads here at halftime. It's the Heater Lumber Halftime Show, part of Explore Sports PA. Let's give a listen to the Redbank Valley Band there in the backfield, or in the background here, in the front ground, I guess, on your camera. Here's Redbank Valley's marching band. we go, Redbank Valley Marching Band here at Redbank Valley High School. We're in the Heater Lumber Halftime Show. I want to take a look at that scoreboard for you, to run down the scores here at halftime. It's 28-0. Redbank Valley leads Brockway. Clearfield up on Forest Hills 13-0. Cameron County 7, West Branch 6. Bradford 21, Montauk nothing in the second. Carson City 14, Brookville nothing in the second. Keystone still up on Kane 16-8 in second quarter. Port Allegheny 22, Smethport nothing. We have Cowdy up on Bucktail 36-6. Otto Eldred 38, Sheffield 6 in the second. Central Clarion up big on St. Mary's 28-6 in the second. Punxsutawney 7, DuBois 3 in the second quarter. Union AC Valley 14, Ridgeway nothing there at halftime. And Windbird leads Kerwinsville 23-0. That at halftime. So we'll take a timeout. We're going to come back. More of the Heater Lumber halftime show on the way. We'll go over that scoring summary. We got stats for you too. It's all coming up. It's all right here. When I was saying about Redbank Valley Marching Band, that was the Brockway Marching Band. We're going to take a break. We'll hear from Redbank Valley coming up. I do apologize. All the same colors, and we're all fired up here at halftime, but Brockway doing a nice job. We'll take a break. It is Heater Lumber halftime. Explore Sports PA all here. Kerle Tire High School football on the EYT Media Network.
This is how far we'll go to detect lung cancer. 5 millimeters and a chest x-ray can't see it. Independence Health System uses low-dose CT scanning and advanced visualization to detect and treat lung cancer at its earliest stage, leading to more treatment options and potentially better outcomes. Early, accurate, and advanced detection and therapy, all available at Independence Health System. Expert care here.
One of the biggest risks to your future could be running out of money during a longer than expected retirement. Many people have not yet taken the time to determine if they will have enough assets to last throughout retirement. Our Retirement Income Evaluator can help you develop a roadmap and actionable recommendations. To learn more, stop by our office located at 162 South 2nd Avenue in Clarion. Give us a call at 223-9990 or visit JannyClarion.com. Janney Montgomery Scott, LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
At Penn West University, we're making college make sense again with programs tied to in-demand jobs. We're breaking down barriers and giving you more choices. We're making college valuable again for people just like you. Learn more at pennwest.edu.
All right, we come back. We got the Redbank Valley Marching Band in the background. We'll give them a little bit of a listen here as we did for Brockway. Of course, I had them all messed up. But here's Redbank Valley, the Bulldog Marching Band. ago, Dave Katis' favorite song back in the 80s, Michael Jackson's Beat It. He was up here dancing. And
love the Redbank Valley band. So does the
probably-
Brockway band, too.
Didn't you have the Michael Jackson jacket back then, too?
No. Hey, we did see the first MTV
Yeah.
video. We came back from class in like 1982, and we were all excited for MTV. Now, where's that gone? It's
Gone.
like, oh, my gosh.
We're in the Heater Lumber halftime show as we reminisce here with the Redbank Valley Marching Band in the background. Mr. Kate, it's time for some stats. I didn't go anything. You just have a few things there to talk about. They're brought to us by the Laurel Eye Clinic, and how do they stack up here? At
Yeah, let's load with Braylon Wagner, and these stats are courtesy of Mike Kilroy, who's just a great stat guy on the field for us and everything. Braylon Wagner, 13 for 22 for 183 yards and 2 touchdowns. Wagner did throw 1 interception on the evening. Gould, 4 receptions, is his leading receiver for 89 yards and a touchdown. Redbank Valley got to get that running game going. They got -4 yards rushing. -21 of those, of course, came on a bad snap that they had. Leading for Brockway, Patton, the quarterback. Man, he not a real good first half for the young sophomore. 4 for 11 for only 35 yards. Credit the Redbank Valley defense for trying to shut him down a little bit. He also threw 2 interceptions, and he's been sacked 6 times, Mike. So he's having a rough go offensively with that. Kraft, the leading receiver for Brockway, leading rusher for Brockway, 9 carries for 36 yards. Brockway only had 59 yards of total offense, and that's not going to get you a lot of points on the scoreboard, Mike. So they stayed out for halftime. We're looking down to the right-hand side of the football field, and Coach Eigels kept them out. They didn't go back in the locker room, so I'm sure he had a lot of different things to say to them on the football field. I think they're still down there talking to them.
Yep. Well, we're going to take one more time out. We're going to come back. We got more of the Heater Lumber halftime show on the way. You know when you were giggling when I said the winds were going to gust to 12?
Yeah.
Well, they're starting to gust.
They are.
Feels pretty good.
This is good.
All right, we'll break. We'll come back, wrap up this Heater Lumber halftime show on the way. And you're watching Kerle Tire High School football, part of exploreSportsPA.com, right here on the EYT Media Network.
Brookville Equipment is a world-class manufacturer, designing and building the latest in transportation technology. Our team of engineers, machinists, welders, assemblers, and many more are always pushing the limit. Brookville Equipment, doing what we do best for over 100 years, and proud to support high school athletics.
Hi, my name is Jason, and welcome to Sweet Basil. Come on in.
Best of luck this season to all our local football teams. From your one-stop car, truck, and SUV dealer, Clarion Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Visit us on Main Street in Clarion or start online at clarionauto.com.
Your eyes are the window to your soul, so take care of them. The Laurel Eye Clinic provides complete care from annual exams, glasses and contacts to cataract and retinal surgery, LASIK, and more. As a trusted leader in family eye care for 50 years, you can trust them with yours. Call or visit us online today.
All right, good shot there of the crowd across the way here at Redbank Valley High School football field along the banks of the beautiful Redbank Valley Creek. Mike Kalinowski, Dave Katis, Nico Kosma, Brett, and Tyler over here. Tyler Oakes, Brett Ettinger. All here tonight as we're rocking and rolling. We're in the Heater Lumber halftime show. A little ways to go, and we need to ask Mr. Katis. Keys to the second half, Dave. You know, we talk, Redbank really doesn't have to change a whole lot. No, they might want to run the ball a little better. Other than that, they've been successful. But for Brockway, some things to work on, and I think some positive things they can still take out of this ball game.
I think you got to put your quarterback in a position where he can throw the football a little bit and make him. He's got to complete some passes. There's without a doubt, Patton has got to be able to three-step drop, Mike, and throw a hitch or throw an out or throw a slant or something like that. You got to get that kid's confidence back because he is a sophomore, and he's still a young kid. Just to get him a little success, even a quick out, a screen, something like that to get the momentum going. They're just out of sorts. They just herky-jerky type of offense tonight for them. You know, a couple good plays and then 3 bad plays, and a good play and 2 bad plays, and they just can't basically put it together for them and everything. But I think, like any coach, they're going to come back. They'll probably come up in that tight formation, and they'll try to run the football and try to establish a little bit with the run and maybe come out throw it a little bit. And, they've got a good look defensively, too, at Braylon Wagner. He's all over the football field, and they're throwing the football an awful lot. So what I think Redbank needs to do is just come out and, they hung 28 points on them, so it's just like continue to run the football a little bit, hand it to Eastlick and Byers, and let Braylon Wagner control the football again, And those are my keys to the second half.
All right, so there you go. Dave Katis' keys to the second half. Again, brought to you. Oh, where are my keys? It's so dark right now.
It is.
And I'm old. I can't see anything. Keys are brought to you by Kerle's Kitchens. They did put a few minutes back on the clock as the teams come out, and this is one of those things. Last week, I have to give Central Clarion and Du Bois credit. It was hot. It was warm. But when that halftime time ran out, they were both on the field ready to go. So,
yeah.
You know
how
much time you have.
Oh, yeah. And like I said, one of the big things here is that, Brockway stayed out on the football field. It might be cooler in here than it is in that locker room, basically, Mike.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize you go into those high school locker rooms, they're really basketball visiting locker rooms. A high school isn't going to make a visiting locker room for a visiting football team,
no.
for 40 guys and 15 coaches, So it's usually a little bit cooler outside, and Coach Heigl elected to have them, stay outside a little bit more and everything. So, so we'll see what shakes out here in the second half. Like you said, they're only 35 points away from not 35 points, but one more touchdown away from mercy rule and stuff.
And they don't want to see that happen. They get the ball back here, and we'll see what they can do. And, of course, we'll have volleyball coming up, too, here on Explore Sports PA and the EYT Media Network. You want to stay tuned. We'll be getting rolling here really soon. I think I have to talk to Kilroy about it. So we'll get that rolling here next week.
Yeah.
And what do you got there, updates?
I got some other halftime scores for you. Clearfield 13, Forest Hills nothing at the half. Cameron County 7, West Branch 6 in the second quarter. Bradford turned around, and I told you guys, I still think Bradford's a pretty good football team. So Bradford 28, Montauk 8 in the second quarter. Karn City and Brookville at the halftime 14. Karn City 14, Brookville nothing. Keystone 16, Kane 8 in the second quarter. Port Allegheny just pouring it on Smethport 53-0. Man, I remember the days at Smethport was so good. Carl DeFilippi was the coach up there and everything. They've struggled for the last couple years, and hopefully they get it back together a little bit. Cottersport 36, Bucktail 6. Those northern teams are putting up some points this year, I can tell you that much. Here's another one, Otto Eldred 38, Sheffield 6. That game's in the second quarter. Here's a new one coming through. Central Clarion 35, St. Mary's 6 at halftime. So They're doing the job. The Wildcats up in St. Mary's. Punxsutawney 7, Du Bois 3 in the second quarter. Union AC Valley 14, Ridgeway 6 now. That game goes into the third quarter. And Winburn 23, Kerwinsville nothing at half. So we're already in week 2, brother.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we just got a real quick update since that's been updated. Bob Dunkel's fast. Brookville did get a touchdown mid-third, so 21-7.
Okay.
Karn City still leads them.
Straight from Port Charlotte, Florida.
That's right.
Update. Tell that guy to go to Harpoon Harry's and get himself a nice Cuban sandwich and a beer down there instead of looking at scores.
He's been going to this Polish market, and he keeps sending me pictures. Of course, he's not going to send anything because that's Bob, but he says, this is the best. He goes, this is amazing. And I was like, well, enjoy.
I know. Get up and out. Watch some good sunsets. Here we go in the second half, Michael.
Ball taken on the far side. Pisarcik with the football. Back up to the 25-yard line. And gets up near the 30. Nice return by Pisarcik.
Good field position for Brockway to start. Let's see if they can put a nice little drive together here to start the second half. Give this football team a little confidence and a little direction here.
That's what they need. They need a good series here. And they need points.
Yeah, points would be a good positive addition to their offense so far. So let's see.
Ross is in the backfield with Patton. Patton's going to give it to Ross. Ross hit in the backfield and dropped this time. That'll be a loss on the play of about 4.
It looks like Jackson Huffman coming up, number 16, making that stop. And, boy, not a good way to start with a loss of 4 on the play.
So second down, 14 here for the Rovers. Patton working in the shotgun. Quick throw by Patton down the right side. He's got a man down there, and it's going to be caught. It's brought in by Doherty. First down and more across midfield to be dropped at about the Redbank 45-yard line.
Yeah, Mike, he got rid of that football a lot quicker. Took that shotgun step, took one step back and let it fly, and Doherty got himself wide open on that right-hand side. Pulls in that pass for a big gainer.
29 on the pass play.
Well, that's the kid, Aiden Patton, that I thought I would see tonight.
Patton rolls left side. He's going to keep the football. Running with it. Gets stood up. He'll get some yards out of it. And Roop in there on the tackle that time, but Patton's going to pick up about 3. Almost 4 yards for him.
Yeah, and Connor Colwell in there also at defensive back, number 33. He gave Patton a pretty good lick. So good. He kept that football and turned it up the field a little bit.
Doherty's going to be wide out to the right side. Maybe watch for him. Patton dropping back, looking again. Fires to the right side, and it's going to be knocked away.
Boy, what a really good play by Brecken Minnick that time to just get in front of that pass a little bit to knock it down. Patton's got to just put a little bit more mustard on that. Might get it there a lot quicker than he did on that play. There's some pretty quick kids on that in that defensive secondary for Redbank.
So third down here. Third down and still about 6. Patton in the pistol. Dumps it off to the left side. He's got Pisarcik. Pisarcik breaks tackles, cuts outside. Here's Pisarcik down to the 5. Leaps for that goal line and gets a touchdown, Brockway.
Boy, what a nice play call that time by the Brockway staff. Patton rolling out to his right a little bit, had Pisarcik coming back towards the opposite side of the field. Patton hit him in stride, and Pisarcik did the rest from 41 yards out. So big touchdown for Brockway.
They're on. They're going to go for the extra point here.
Caleb Doherty on to kick the extra point. He's on. And let's see how this will turn out. And I'm not sure Brockway has enough guys on the field right now.
Yeah, they had to use a timeout. That will not make Coach Heigl very happy.
No, they're going to run to the sidelines. Let's see. 1, 2. Oh, there's no
Locally
kicking
owned
tee.
Redbank Chevrolet is a
They
proud
didn't have the
supporter
kicking
of
tee
our
out there.
local
That's
high
the
school
problem.
sports
And
teams.
there's the water dudes running out.
Yep, so Brockway comes out, and we said they had to get points. They got them.
Yeah, they did. And boy, you just, you celebrate. You're good. Okay, we scored. We line up for the extra point, and the holder doesn't have the tee. It's like,
They were too excited.
It's like one thing after another, and you practice that over and over again.
So here's Doherty for the extra point try now.
Yeah, and you got to take a timeout off the board. I mean, that's a big thing, especially when you're down 28-6 at this point.
Kick's on the way. Kick is high, long, and that kick is good. How about 28-7? Redbank's lead is now cut, and 10:19 to go. Here in the third, we'll take a timeout. You're watching Kerle Tire High School football, part of exploreClarion.com.
Are you ready to boost your team spirit? Look no further than shopteamwear.com, your one-stop destination for all your school and team apparel needs. We've got you covered whether you're a die-hard fan searching for the latest gear or aiming to fundraise for your team. And here's the best part, you're in control. Choose the products and prices that work for you. Discover the ultimate apparel shopping and fundraising experience at shopteamwear.com. It's time to gear up, fundraise with ease, and make a statement together. Boost your team spirit, empower your community. Shopteamwear.com, where passion meets fashion.
That's Route 11.
All right, back here in action at Redbank Valley High School. Brockway coming out, getting that football to start the third quarter, and they drive for the touchdown. Third quarter sponsor is Ascendance Trucking, formerly known as Zonkra Motors.
Well, Coach Heigl must have gave the good halftime speech.
Yeah.
His team got the football, went right down and scored. Put that one in a can and save it. Good for them.
Here's the kickoff. And it's going to go out of bounds. So we'll come out to the 35.
And take a look at Coach Gould, and it looks like they're going to go on offense, Mike. I don't think he's going to make them re-kick it.
Nope. I think it's time to get back to business here, and he knows it. So Redbank, the one thing they have not done well tonight is run the football. We'll see if they try to maybe rectify that situation.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. I'm trying to investigate something here, Mike, so bear with me.
Wagner hands it off. Byers! Boy, he gets hit hard too, but he'll get, say about 4 yards out to the 39-yard line. Second down and 6.
Yeah, that's good hard running by Byers.
Second down 6 here for the Bulldogs. They lead 28-7. Wagner backs off into the shotgun. Brockway shows blitz. And right up the gut goes Byers, running for the first down, and he'll be dropped at midfield. That's a gain of 11 yards.
Yeah, and Byers is running the football, brought down by number 61, Weary on the play. Mike, one of the biggest things, Redbank's starting running back that I picked up, Eastlick. We haven't seen him for a while. And I finally got a chance to see him on the sideline down here. He has his shoulder pads off with ice on his shoulder and everything. So Byers is taking advantage of an opportunity.
Wow, left, right, slippery as Byers, and he lowers the shoulder, and he'll take it all the way down to the 35-yard line. How about a 15-yard run for Byers?
Yeah, good running left, right, and turning it up the field a little bit and picks up the first down. And I kept wondering, they want to run the football. Where's Eastlick at? Where's Eastlick at? He had a heck of a game last week, and we picked him up on the sidelines with a little bit of ice on his shoulder, so he's done for tonight.
Oh, Wagner kept it that time, but was not going to fool Johnny Verichetti.
Yeah, big linebacker, 5'11", 20-pound linebacker back there doing a pretty good job on that play.
It's a loss of 5.
The numerous Verichettis up in that area.
Yep. So 2nd down and 15 here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and Coach Gold, good coach, keeping that clock running. No hurry. Let's burn some clock.
Tosses the ball, picked off, it's intercepted. Ball was thrown inside just a little too much, and coming up with the interception was number 19. That's Colton Kerle for Brockway. So Brockway making some noise here.
Yeah, Colton Kerle just stepping right in front of the receiver that time. It was almost like Braylon Wagner completed the pass to Colton Kerle. Kerle just stepped inside, and it looked too easy to me from up here in the press box. Just stepped inside and picked that football off, and a nice little return, and here comes Brockway again.
Yeah, Brockway's got a little bit of a spring to the step now. They trail 28-7, but the pickoff and now the work from the 35-yard line. Here's Patton working out of the shotgun. He's got Kraft in the backfield, but I think they're going to go right to the throw. Here's Patton rolling. Patton to the right side, directing traffic. Here's Patton, and he gets rid of it, but it's incomplete. Almost was able to slide that into his intended receiver that time was Schwentner.
Yeah, Schwentner had a big reception in the first half too, Mike. But, just sort of out of sync and want to try to get that football out as quick as they possibly can. And Aiden Patton just trying to make something happen.
2nd down and 10 here for the Rovers. Same setup. They're going to go trips on this left side, though. Here comes Patton. He pumps it downfield, and it's incomplete. Snowberger was the intended receiver, but it was a little long for him.
Yeah, he's trying to throw that football on the run, and it just sailed on him. He's got to set his feet as quickly as he can and try to throw that football. So good defense by Redbank that time also.
So 3rd down 10 now for the Rovers. On their first possession of the second half, they drove the field and scored. Now they face a 3rd down and 10 after the interception by Kerle. And this time, Patton's going to be hit and dropped for a loss on the play. It'll bring up 4th down and long, and we'll see the punt coming up.
Yeah. Patton he's got to get red of that ball a little earlier, Mike. He's got a sense about him. It's just like that time that he has a throw just isn't there. And that Redbank Valley defense putting all kind of pressure on him. He realizes he's got like 1,001, 1,002. I better get rid of it. There is no 1,003, I can tell you.
Doherty to punt. Back deep. And it's going to go out of bounds on that far sideline.
I don't know what we got here. So white hat blew the whistle.
See where the ball went out at about the 45-yard line on the Redbank side.
Yeah, I thought we had something going on in the backfield here, but apparently we don't.
Nope.
Lou's Plumbing and Heating supports our local high school sports teams.
The trucking 3rd quarter.
The old Zocro Motors.
Yeah, the nice thing now, though, is, Pat Kerle, when it was Zocro, he could kind of like do whatever he wanted. Now he gets told what to do, and I like it. He has to actually go to work.
Here we go. Going the other way, Redbank Valley Bulldogs.
Swing pass out to Roop. Here's Roop. To midfield, and how about Roop? Picks up about 7.
Yeah, good play call. I haven't seen that tonight so far. And Rylan Roop out there, he's still limping, Mike.
Yep.
Look, he's got just a little skip in his gait there a little bit.
2nd down here at about 3. Ball just across midfield. Ball to 48-yard line.
Using a lot of that clock.
Wagner takes the snap, gives it here to Byers, and he's going to be stood up. Nothing. Actually may lose a little bit. They're going to say he does get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Verichetti in on a tackle again for Brockway. And Wagner working with that clock in his head because the 25-second clocks are out here at Redbank. They've had problems with them all night. So
it is a loss on the play. And the pass is caught. How about a first down play, too? And bringing that catch in was Monrian.
Yeah, in the middle of the field, just a little open, and Braylon Wagner able to just sneak that football in. Short pass, enough for a first down for the Redbank Valley Bulldogs.
Picks up a little more than 10. Another swing pass left side this time. And Roop on the left side is going to take that for, again, you're going to pick up about 6 or 7, well, make it 5. Still a good pickup on first down.
Yeah. Left, right, left, right.
And they're going to actually give him 6.
For Redbank. Good patience. Wagner just so comfortable back there at quarterback. Just runs the offense, looks to the sidelines, picks up the play. A lot of confidence in that young man.
Ball's at the 34-yard line. We'll draw play 2. Byers. And he's going to be hit and driven backwards, and he'll lose about a half a yard, maybe a full yard back to the 35-yard line. So sets up a 3rd down and 5.
A lot of big bodies coming off the ground right there. Number 57, Ben Yale, 6 foot, 280 pounds. That's a lot of beef coming off of the ground.
Here's Wagner in the shotgun, 3rd down and 5. Wagner steps up. Wagner's going to run. He's got the first down and more. Here's Wagner down to the 25, 20, 15, and then steps out of bounds. That's a gain of 20 on the play.
All right, took it right up the middle. Brockway had a pretty good job of contain on the outside on both ends with him, Mike, but just decided to tuck it, and it was freewheeling coming down the middle of that football field for Braylon Wagner and Redbank.
So he's right around that 15-yard line in the Dubrook red zone. Redbank Valley threatening here. Brockway scored to start the 3rd quarter, and now Redbank driving. Boy, they just, as you said, Dave, taking time.
Yeah, it's tough to see numbers. We can't even tell you who's in the backfield at this point. That's
Byers.
It's Byers.
With that hand, yeah.
He's got black socks. That's the only way you can figure it out.
Ball to the right side. Breaking free. Huffman was the intended receiver. Goes incomplete. Boy, he was wide open.
Yeah, Huffman made a nice little move about the 5-yard line. Caleb Doherty was trying to stay with him, but Huffman just got a little bit free on him.
See if they go right back to it. Just have single coverage down here. Wagner flushed out of the pocket. Looking again. Throws. It's caught by Huffman. And Huffman inside the 5. He'll have a 1st and goal now for Redbank Valley. He's down at about the 2 or 3 yard line, so it's about a 13-yard pickup. Put him at the 2.
Well, I watched Jackson Huffman that time, and Huffman just came off the line of scrimmage, Mike, and almost it was like, all right, I'm just going to hang out down here around this area. And then he saw Braylon Wagner try to scramble, and then he turned it on a little bit and got himself open. So here comes Redbank quick.
Huffman behind center, going to keep that football. Moving to the right side, flag on the play. He is stopped shy of the goal line. We'll see what the penalty is.
Somebody coming up and probably holding. I would think. Referee waiting to make the call. Looks like Redbank backing up a little bit. Taking a sweet old time. Oh, he helped him. He helped him into the end zone. Pushed him. Helped him go into the end zone.
Yeah.
So that's going to move him. Probably a 10 yard running. 10 yard penalty?
No, I don't think
5.
it's
They
10.
gave it 5.
Yeah, 5. So it goes back to the 7. So from the 7, Wagner back in there. Wagner goes to the left side. Wagner fires back across his body. It's caught in the end zone, and that is a touchdown. Bringing that in was Byers in the backfield or in the end zone.
It was Byers, and he was open inside. Was it Byers number 7? It looked
7.
like it was Carson Gould.
It was Gould in there. We'll get it right.
That's his second one of the night, and we apologize. They got the great jerseys with those red numerals, and it's just impossible to see.
White gloves.
Impossible to see. Here's Fricko. Snap, bobbled. I believe that's Huffman trying to get out around the right side.
And he does.
Is
How about
get
Huffman with the 2-point conversion?
There you go.
So 36-7 is where the score stands. Redbank Valley leads. We'll take a timeout. Kerle Tire High School football right here on exploreClarion.com.
For over 2 decades, Dietz has kept your home comfortable and your business running. We're responsive, reliable, always ready to go the extra mile. Because when it comes to your comfort, we believe in doing the right things. For the best in HVAC, plumbing, electric services, call Dietz. Nobody beats Dietz.
Your eyes are the window to your soul, so take care of them. The Laurel Eye Clinic provides complete care from annual exams, glasses and contacts to cataract and retinal surgery, LASIK, and more. As a trusted leader in family eye care for 50 years, you can trust them with yours. Call or visit us online today.
Right back here at Redbank Valley High School, the Bulldogs score. They get the 2-point conversion. How about 36-7 is where we stand here in the third. Here's the kickoff. Picked up, Sarchik over there on the right side, I believe.
Yeah.
And bringing it back out again. Decent return back out near the 30.
Quick score, Mike. Karn City 28-7 with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter against Brookville.
Yep,
and we have go ahead.
No, we have them next week.
I know. We think too much alike. We've been around 30 years to learn around each other. Can finish our thoughts.
Isn't that crazy?
Well, Brockway had it going as it came out of the locker room in the second quarter,
Sure
in the third quarter here, Mike, and let's see if they can get back to scoring.
Dumps it off across the middle. Sarchik makes the catch, and he can make it. He can shake and bake, and he's got a first down and more. Stays on his feet, 45-yard line and out of bounds.
Yeah, good pass that time. Something quick. Got it quick. That's one of the big things Patton's got to do. Get rid of that football. He did, and let your playmakers do something with it, Mike.
Gains almost 14 on the play. They'll move the chains.
They got 3 really good receivers. Just get it in their hands and let them make a move.
Patton going to give that to Ross over the right side. He's banging his way up to about the 45 and dropped. And we'll say about the 46-yard line. So he picks up about 2. Second down here and 8.
Yeah, Ross ran the ball pretty well in the first half for the Rovers. So nice little drive they got going here.
Second down and 8 for Brockway. Patton rolling to the left side. Dumps it downfield, has a man. It's into the hands of Snowberger. Breaks free. How about Snowberger to the 10 to the 5? Touchdown. That will cover 55 yards for the score.
Boy, what a nice pass. Aiden Patton just laid it out there, and Aiden Snowberger just picked up the football, received that football from the quarterback and just took off, and he had some great speed. One of the fastest kids around, and boy, he really put some distance between him and the Redbank defensive player as they were heading down the field.
I'll tell you what, Brockway in the second half has played a lot better, getting that score on that first drive and now coming right back. And, you know, their strength we know from last week was through the air, and that's what they're really, really going with. Not that they didn't run the ball well, too, but.
Yeah, Mike, like I said, just get the ball in the playmaker's hands. Yep. Let them do something and let them make plays.
Have a cramping issue there with one of the Redbank players along the sideline.
Yeah, because you got those 3 big guns, man, that are out there. Snowberger's out there, Doherty's out there, Pisarchik's out there. Get the ball in their hands and make them, let them make the plays. And they're starting to see that a little bit more here against a good defensive team like Redbank.
See what Brockway decides to do here. I would say they would just come out and try the extra point. You still have to get some more scores on the board. Of course, Redbank getting that 2-point conversion on their last score.
Yeah. Well, This time they got to make sure the tee's out there. That's the first thing to accomplish.
Doherty's out there, and he will try for the extra point. 3:09 to go here in this Ascendance Trucking third quarter.
Rylan Roop, the injured player. Looks like he's okay on the sidelines. Going to get himself some Gatorade.
Holds there, kicks on the way. Doherty's kick is on the way and good. So 36-14 is where the score stands now. Brockway with another score on the board. We'll take a time out. You're watching Kerle Tire High School football at exploreClarion.com.
At Clarion County Community Bank, you're more than just a number. With personalized service and modern conveniences, they make banking easy. Clarion County Community Bank, where community comes first.
You can afford a gorgeous, custom-designed hardwood Kerle's kitchen for a lot less than you'd pay at a DIY store. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. At Kerle's, there are never middleman markups or hidden charges that can add 40%. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. That's FactoryDirectKitchens.net.
We're back here at Redbank Valley. Glad you could be with us tonight here on the EYT Media Network, Explore Sports PA. How about Brockway? Another score, that 55-yard touchdown pass to Snowberger.
Nice little drive. Just won't go away, Mike. That's good.
Right.
These kids keep fighting.
Doherty on to kick things off. Myers goes back, takes it at about the 5. 10, 15, 20. Makes a cut. Byers to the outside. Here's Byers. And, boy, he had a man to beat but can't do it. Takes it out right around the 36-yard line. So a nice return by Byers. About a 31-yard return for him.
Yeah, Colton Kerle, number 19, hung on to him down there right around the, looked like the 35-yard line. Brought him down. Now it's Braylon Wagner's turn.
And you'll see again, they're going to come out. They're going to use a lot of time on the clock. It's a very disciplined team. They're going to go with that double back set. Going to give it to Byers. He's going to follow the back. And how does he cut right back up at a first down carry of 11 yards?
Wow, that kid's
up to the 47.
Explosive. You know, with that cutback, he was just, Brockway was stringing it out all the way to the left side, and Byers saw that hole, and bam, he just hit it and picked up about quick 8, 9, 10 yards right there, Mike.
Ball nearing the 48-yard line.
You know, it would be really neat, Mike, to see these two teams on turf.
Yeah.
And with the amount of speed that's back there for both teams.
Here's Byers chasing his blocker the other way. Not as much this time. He's going to be stood up and driven backwards. But that's about a pickup of about 3, almost 4.
Ball comes a little bit loose down there. And Weary thought he had a fumble recovery, but play was called dead.
Roop going to go in that slot on the left side, just getting in there. Again, the double sidecar. Monrian goes in motion. Will he swing it to him? Nope. Wagner looks down the left side, though, and the pass is going to be tipped away. The intended receiver down there was Gold, but a good coverage on that outside. Was that
Colton Kerle?
Kerle was down there again.
Yeah, Colton Kerle. He had an interception down. He's been playing that corner pretty well back there, being able to go up, and I think he pulled down an interception, I think, in the first half, Mike. So, yeah, Wagner trying to force that one in a little bit.
Third down. Still about 6. Wagner passes incomplete.
Oh, yeah.
That was Monrian.
Yeah, Monrian just looked. He turned it upfield, and he didn't have the football. He thought he did, but he didn't. Fell off of his hands, and the ball falls incomplete. So he won't be happy with that one on the film tomorrow.
Sarchik goes back. Now, how about this? Minute 43 still in the third, 36-14, but now Redbank has to punt.
Well, like I said, Watch Huffman because he's done a lot of different things back there, Mike.
To Huffman. This time he will punt. Sarchik calls for the fair catch and lost it. Picked it up, and he's going to be stopped in right around the 5-yard line.
Yeah, as soon as he fumbled it, Mike, and then regained possession, the back judge called.
Yeah.
That's it. So it's a dead ball right there.
So from the 5-yard line is where Brockway's going to have to start. This is tough. Patton and crew coming on. So Brockway making some noise here in the second half. They still trail, though, in this one.
Yeah. Like we said, get it to the playmakers. Let them do something. Let them come up with something big.
Patton's going to look to throw. Fires it deep down the middle. He's got a man breaking free. It is juggled and caught. How about that? And going all the way in for the end zone, 95 yards is Snowberger. The juggling catch by Snowberger. Let's take a look at the replay. There it is. Beats the coverage. Touchdown, 95 yards.
Boy, one play gets Brockway back in the football game. That's got to be a big boost to that Brockway sidelines. And Aiden Patton just threw it out there. And Snowberger able to run underneath it, Mike. And I didn't know if he was going to get it. It bounced on his shoulder pads, and he reached up and caught it. And once he caught it, they have so much speed. He just took off. He hit the rocket boosters and took off to the end zone, 95 yards.
Doherty's on for the extra point. It's good. We got a ball game brewing here in the great Redbank Valley. 36-21, 119 to go. Here in the third, we'll break. You're watching Kerle Tire High School football and exploresportsba.com.
Oaks Building Supply is committed to providing quality building products to the community. Everything you need to get the job done right, visit Oaks Building Supply in Lucinda.
This is how far we'll go to detect lung cancer. 5 millimeters and a chest x-ray can't see it. Independence Health System uses low-dose CT scanning and advanced visualization to detect and treat lung cancer at its earliest stage, leading to more treatment options and potentially better outcomes. Early, accurate, and advanced detection and therapy, all available at Independence Health System. Expert care here.
All right, back here at Redbank Valley. How about a 95-yard touchdown pass from Patton to Snowberger? You know, we always have at the end of the game our winging it of the game. I'm going to name it right now.
Oh, that's a definite. That's a double wing.
That's a throw of the game, the winging it of the game, brought to you by Sweet Basil Restaurant. Wow.
That's the drumstick. That's the flat. That's the whole enchilada, baby.
It's a nice crispy wingtip on top, right?
That was a pretty play. That was a great throw down there by Aiden Patton, and Snowberger ran under it. So
kickoff. Picked up there. I believe that is Roop. Yep, that's Roop with the football over the left side. Nice return by him. Takes it up near the 35-yard line. So Redbank Valley will come on here with 1:09 to go.
Well, you got one team with a lot of momentum down there.
So Patton, 245 yards passing in this quarter. You heard Tyler tell us that's coming up from Mike Kilroy. Wow.
Well, now that Rover defense has to hold tight. Got to get that ball back and turn it over to your offense, who's got a tremendous amount of momentum now going into the end of the third quarter here, Mike.
Wagner will work out of the shotgun here. Redbank with trips off to the right. Going to give that to Byers up the middle. Banging around, and he'll get close to 10. We'll see where they mark him.
Boy, just big, hard running that time by Byers. Just shot right up the middle of the football field. 1st and 10, and when you pick up 8 yards on your first possession there, that's pretty good if you're an offensive coordinator.
Yeah, they'll mark him down just shy of that, for that first down marker. Second down and short. Wagner, it's a little high snap, hands it back to Byers, and Byers is hit and dropped in the backfield this time. He'll be dropped for a loss on the play of a couple. It'll set up a third down and about 3.
Yeah, Byers got nailed pretty good.
And we have an injured Redbank player.
Like Johnny Verichetti again making that tackle for Brockway.
It's a cramping issue down there.
Yeah, some of the Rovers also defensively down there.
Luden's Plumbing and Heating supports our local high school sports
no knees
teams.
Down there. Everybody's just sitting on their bottoms back there, and the water dudes are out trying to fuel everybody.
So here we go. It is a third down and close to 3 now for Redbank. Ball at about right around the 42-yard line.
Big play in this football game right here for both teams.
Yep.
Redbank keep this drive going, or Brockway could force the Bulldogs to possibly punt that football away.
Clock running here, late third. Wagner rolls to the right side, dumps it off, caught, but nothing there, and maybe even a loss on the play. Dump that pass into Gold.
Yeah, he's going to be short. He's going to be short of about two or 3 yards.
Yep, no gain.
On the play, it's fourth down.
And that's the end of the quarter.
Yeah, that's a quarter.
So we'll flip sides.
I know.
We're going to come back. Boy, this is going to be a good fourth quarter. Don't go away. 36-21 is where we stand after 3, and you're watching Kerle Tire High School football on explorePAsports.com.
One of the biggest risks to your future could be running out of money during a longer than expected retirement. Many people have not yet taken the time to determine if they will have enough assets to last throughout retirement. Our Retirement Income Evaluator can help you develop a roadmap and actionable recommendations. To learn more, stop by our office located at 162 South 2nd Avenue in Clarion. Give us a call at 223-9990 or visit JannyClarion.com. Janney Montgomery Scott, LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
Best of luck this season to all our local football teams. From your one-stop car, truck, and SUV dealer, Clarion Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Visit us on Main Street in Clarion or start online at clarionauto.com.
Right back here at Redbank Valley, we start the fourth quarter. It's the Clarion County Community Bank fourth. Huffman on to punt. And we'll see if he does punt here. He will punt the ball away. Sarchik is going to let that bounce. Brockway's is going to be happy. They're going to take the ball over.
Yeah.
Right around the 22-yard line.
Took a little bit of a Brockway bounce that time, so now you got a little momentum on the Brockway side, Mike. You got a quarterback that just hit a big one, 95 yards. He's got, I don't know how many, what do you say, 245 yards passing
it's up in
this
that
quarter. And he's finally, it took him a couple quarters to find his niche a little bit, and they found it. So they got a lot of momentum. So let's see how, if they can put a nice drive together. They don't have to get it all at once, but if they can put a nice drive together and get a score, they can cut it to 1, Mike.
Well, here we go. They're going to work in that pistol setup again. Patton in that pistol, and they're going to go twins on each side. Patton rolled left. He's tripped up, stayed up, and now he's going to be knocked down. Monrian was in there as one of the guys to eventually get him. But I'll tell you what, Patton,
yeah,
he tried everything.
He did, and he's not the most nimble gent back there, but he avoided the first one and then tried to get away for the second one. So that's a big loss of about,
it's about
6 or 7.
Yeah, back to the 15. Second down and right around 16 here. Patton looks to throw, fires across the middle, and it's incomplete. Boy, I'll tell you what, he had Snowberger again.
Oh, he did. He had Snowberger right open in the middle of that football field, and he would have just put a little bit more on it. Snowberger would have caught that most likely, and he would have been off to the races on another big one.
Yeah, Snowberger surprised me on that catch and run. Boy, he's got some, when he kicks in the afterburners.
Yeah, Coach Heigl said that's the fastest kid he's coached. He said that to me on Wednesday evening.
Patton looks to throw, steps up, flag. We'll see a hold. Fires the ball, and it is going to be caught here by Snowberger. It was right up near the first down marker, but it'll be coming back.
Yeah, Snowberger's finding the open area, but boy, that's another killer.
So the hold called against Brockway. That'll back him up. Penalties again brought to you by Redbank Chevrolet.
And they've been hit with a bunch tonight, Mike. We haven't been able to stay up with the statistics on it, but there's been quite a number on the Brockway side of the ledger tonight.
Boy, that'll back him up. It was 16. Now it's going to make it
it's gonna
26.
Be 3rd and a mile.
So 3rd and 26.
And the other enemy against Brockway is that clock, which he's continued to move.
Patton hit, dropped. Nope, he got rid of that football, I guess. I don't know, it's a safety. Yeah, I was going to say they had him back there in the end zone. Ball came out late. And the safety.
Yeah, safety looked like from 9 yards at the 9-yard line. Or 8-yard line, they're going to say a safety at the 10:52 mark of the fourth quarter. So you didn't want that to happen on the Brockway side, but good defense by Redbank. They're just in constant pursuit and able to make a big play on that defensive side of the ball.
So we'll have either a free kick coming up. We'll see what they decide to do. They tee it up or punt it. So Redbank will get it back. Saw that ball come out of there. Wasn't sure if he was able to get rid of it, but they had already got him in the end zone.
Yep, they got him in the white hat. Pretty good job by that referee. He let the play develop and everything, and then he realized that he had him and he was down, and he made the play call and blew the whistle dead. So big safety for Redbank. Boy, just when you thought Brockway had that momentum going and moving the football, get a big one, a 95-yarder. Let's get a little bit of the time here, and boy, you get pushed back on a couple different plays and then give up that safety. That's a big blow right now.
So Doherty will kick it off, actually. He's going to put it up on the tee.
They got some pretty good soccer players up there in Brockway. Guys that can kick that ball.
Ball rolling down the field. Picked up. And I believe that was that Roop with it. Takes it across midfield and down about the 41-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like Roop that time.
Yep, it was Roop.
Right in front of us. Good return.
So Redbank with good field position. They lead by 17. Yeah, we've had so Karn City knocked off Brookville 34-7. That Ascendance update. We'll have Brookville next week with Central Clarion.
Mike, Redbank now with 9 sacks on the night. Monterey and Huffman have contributed for 8 of them. Those two guys have played great game tonight.
Here's Wagner with his troops as they go back to work. Brockway's made a lot of noise in the quarter, but Redbank, and I'll tell you what, making more noise as Byers is going to be hitting the backfield on this one, a loss of 2. 2nd and 12.
Weary on the tackle, number 61. Just waiting for Byers that time. Just wrapped him up. Grabbed him like a big 25-pound sack of potatoes.
2nd down, 12. Swing out, and that time Roop was not able to catch the ball. They're going to say it was a forward pass, though.
Yeah,
just enough of a forward pass.
Yeah, he was right in front of us, just enough that he was ahead. So ball falls incomplete, and
so Redbank having some trouble here on these series. 3rd down and long.
Yeah, and you know, Mike, when you get these incomplete passes, the clock stops, which it has.
Here's Wagner looking to throw. Wagner, nothing there, steps up. Wagner going to be hit from behind and dropped up near the original line of scrimmage. In there to get him, big number 58, Jake Hoover. Just like a Hoover vacuum cleaner.
Got him. Yep. Watching Coach Gold on the sidelines and sure what he's I guess Huffman is back there. Yeah, number 16 for the punt. I didn't know with the ball at the 42-yard line if he decided to go for it. So Huffman has the ability to do what he wants to do back there.
Sarchik back deep. Huffman's going to let her fly. Sarchik is going to let it go. Bounces down, and it is out of bounds down around the 1-yard line. What a punt by Huffman.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Got it out at the 1-yard line, and Brockway's going to have to go 99 yards if they want to get on the board here.
Well, the last time, and this is where Redbank's going to have to be very careful, because remember that last time it was back at the 5. That was that big 95-yard touchdown pass.
I'm not sure if the Redbank Valley defense is going to loosen up here a little bit. Try to keep those fast guys from Brockway in front of them here. They got a bunch of jets out there.
Patton looking. Gets it to Snowberger across the middle. That's where he wanted to go. I saw Snowberger sneaking. He was just off that line of scrimmage. Incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, just trying to read it a little bit. Wherever that linebacker was, he was going to try to go in front of him or go behind him. And if he catches that football, this is the whole deal. If those guys get it, they're going to take off. After, watching about 3 quarters of this, that's the whole idea. Get it to your playmakers here.
2nd down from the 1. Patton steps up, dumps it off. It's caught, but a very short gain. Trying to see who that was.
Yeah,
Was
that's
that
so far out there.
No.
Yeah, even Steve Bowser, the public address announcer.
It was actually Kraft over there.
Can't really.
Out of the backfield. So a short gain for Kraft. Picks up probably about 2 or 3. 3rd down 7.
3rd and 7.
Patton looks to throw again. Patton steps up, dumps it off, and Pisarcik just too low for him. Yeah, Pisarcik, and then a little bit deeper was Snowberger, but falls incomplete. 4th down, we got the punt.
Yeah, got to pick up that 1st down there, but just not able. Aiden Patton just not able to get that football in there for that 1st down. And Brockway going to punt it away. Redbank's going to have some pretty good field position with 8:46 remaining in the football game.
Low snap, picked up. Doherty, good job to get rid of it. And that punt's going to go out of bounds. Boy, that's a short one. Be right up around
40?
I think so. So that's where Redbank will take her. 4th quarter again, sponsored by Clarion County Community Bank right here on exploreSportsPA.com, the EYT Media Network, Explore Clarion, our big family of websites. They need to have exploreTyler.com. So you could have all kinds of blogs on there and talk to people.
Explore T-shirts, basically. That's it. Clearfield 24, still 7 in the 4th quarter. Cameron County 28, West Branch 6 in the 4th quarter. Bradford pouring it on Montauk 34-8.
Byers gets the carry, turns, and he'll get positive yards. And now it's where you see Redbank again try to use that clock.
So again, final score of Karn City 34, Brookville 7. Keystone 32, Kane 8, 4th quarter. Port Allegheny 73, Smethport 6. That's a final.
Wow.
Central Clarion 42, St. Mary's 6 in the 3rd quarter. DuBois 30. You like them, Mike.
Yep.
Punxsutawney 13 in the 4th quarter.
That's actually pretty good. I think Punxsy's tough.
Yeah. Union AC Valley 14, Ridgeway 6. That's a final.
Flag on the play. Byers tries to turn the corner. Byers does so, and Byers comes down short of the 1st down marker. We'll see what this is. I think this one's coming back. It's a hold. Or they're going to say 2 men in motion.
So number 11 is going to come out of the game for Redbank. This isn't going well on the sidelines. Rylan Roop, his coach.
Yep, so that shift. Back him up 5. Sets up a 3rd down here in about 8. I guess, what is it, second? Oh, no, it's 8.
8.
It's second
You're
down at like
second.
13.
That's second and
I
13.
don't know
You're
what I'm
good.
doing.
Stay with it. You're good. They want them to wind the clock.
Ball back to Wagner. Keeps it over the right side. Wagner tries to bust outside, and he's going to be hit. And he may get a yard out of that. Good, solid tackle that time by Carter Gugliona.
Yep.
I was just going to say, I think the PA announcer and I both kind of screwed that name up.
That's why you're.
Well,
that's why you're the play-by-play
I'm
guy,
Polish.
brother.
One thing about Brockway, they got all these Italian names. If they were Polish, we'd be fine.
That's true. Big third down.
Here's Wagner on 3rd and long. Fires up ball. We're going to have. There's a hold there. Yeah, there's the flag. The receiver that time, Gold, was held.
Yeah,
and,
Colton Kale.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Skylar Mosier.
Yeah, he sort of wrapped him up pretty good with everything.
So that'll be a hold, interference, whatever they're going to call downfield.
And Kale raised his hands after that, like, I didn't do anything, and I'm sitting here going, he got him all wrapped up.
But it's not an automatic first down either. They'll mark it off, see where it comes down. It might be enough for it.
I think he does have enough for it. He had
And
to get
there
up
it is.
over the 30-yard
Yeah,
line.
it is enough for it. That's what everyone thinks. It's not like the no fun league. It's here. It's not always an automatic first down.
Very good. Very good. I learned something today.
What?
I mean, I know. I was just like, you're trying to, I didn't know if he would get a first down.
Yeah.
He was up over the 30, so that was enough with the penalty.
So they mark it off, 1st and 10. Ball to about the 28-yard line. 7:03 to go in this one. Byers gets the carry. Boy, he is hit, driven backwards and hit big time by Benjamin Yell first.
I guess there's another penalty on the play, I think. Yeah. The umpire comes in with a hold.
So they'll back him up again. So it'll be a 1st and 20. 6:59 on the clock over there.
Under 7 minutes now.
And the clock starts. Clarion County Community Bank 4th here on EYT. 1st and 20.
Wagner just taking his time.
Yep, he's going to wait for that indicator from the back judge of the time.
He usually just raises his hand. That indicates 5 seconds left. And there it is.
2, 1, and he gets it off. Quick pass to Roop on the left side. And Roop, Pisarczyk with the tackle. Boy, that's a short gain. Maybe give him 2. You can hear that wind starting to whip up here at Redbank Valley.
Yeah, we got a pretty good crosswind going. Actually feels pretty good.
Yep, it's coming. I think it's not coming from Tyler's window. That's all I know.
On a Friday night. Friday night football, where else would you rather be?
Clock rolling here. Wagner using all the time. 2nd down and about 18.
And they're really milking this clock.
Gives it to Byers. Byers is going to be hit and drop. And Byers might get back to the line of scrimmage. That's all. Another good tackle, too, by Hoover. Remember when the Hoover man used to come to the house?
You know what? We just got rid of a Hoover sweeper.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, like 5 years ago.
My uncle used to sell them. He came
With a
over
bag.
To, came over to Mom's. Hello, ma'am. She goes, I know who you are. Pretend.
Yeah, the green. They had the red Hoover writing on it. I can remember it.
3rd down here at about 18 for Redbank and a flag on the play.
Is that a penalty?
Procedure penalty.
Procedure penalty against Redbank.
Well, 3rd down and 23.
Yeah, this is starting to get to be a grind here in this 4th quarter. Clock goes under 5 minutes. Got it under 5. Got it to
And another whistle.
Got it
Why
under
not?
4:58. Did he throw a penalty flag?
No, I didn't see a flag, but they're.
I don't know. Did they mark off the yardage on the penalty the right way?
I don't know.
He's going to give a sideline warning to Brockway, maybe. Nope.
Nope. I think they were just talking. Hey, what are you doing afterwards? I don't know.
I know. Tell those guys the tavern's not open anymore.
Wagner looks to throw. Fires it deep across the middle. Man breaking free, and it falls incomplete. That was a Mondrian breaking free in the middle of the field.
Yeah, and the ball falls incomplete, so that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Yep, Root down there, Mondrian. We're in that vicinity of that throw.
Just missed him.
So Huffman to punt. We'll see if he does. Sarchik will go back deep. 4:45 remains. Redbank with a 17-point advantage. Basically a 2-score lead. They get the 2-point conversions. Sarchik comes up. He'll take it. Eludes one tackler. Works his way up the middle. There goes Pisarchik. Up to the 35-40-yard line. Nice return by him.
Yeah, almost broke it. Got it up over the 30 to the 40, and you're going to mark it inside, Mike. I think you're right around the 43-yard line, 45-yard line.
Nope, let's say in the 40. I thought, you never know, they move it all over the place.
I know, with the change. He's moving. He had it, just now he had it at the 45. Now he's taking it back to the 40. Okay. We're good there.
Here comes Brockway now as they trail by 17, 4:34.
Got to be a quick strike here.
Patton rolls to the right side. Patton directing traffic and just gets rid of that football.
Patton goes down. Getting a lot of pressure by Brock Monrian.
So 2nd down and 10.
And the clock stops. Tell you what, Brockway fans travel really well, Mike. We saw that earlier, and credit to them to make the trip all the way down for Brockway tonight.
Here's Patton, smacks the hands, looks to throw. Goes to the left side. It's caught. That's Pisarchik. Pisarchik fighting his way for the 1st down. Oh, how about that? I don't think he stepped out before he got out of that. Before he got that 1st down. Nice job, 10 yards for him.
Let's see if the side judge is going to give it to him.
I believe so.
Let's see. I'm going to take it out here. I don't see. Yeah, he's going to move the stick. So, yeah, good play for Brockway. And good job by Pisarchik. Tough kid running.
10 yards for him up to midfield. Clock does stop at 4:19. Nope, now they're going to roll it because he wasn't forced. Here's Patton looking to throw under some pressure. He'll get rid of that. No, dumped it off. It's caught again, but was he out of bounds and came back in possibly?
Yeah, it's a penalty on the play. They threw the flag here over the 50-yard line.
That was Himes with the catch.
He was pretty close to the sidelines, but not quite sure. Let's see. Himes was ready to go, man. They got the football, and he just took off, and then all of a sudden a whistle blew right in the middle of the play for the most part.
So we'll see the officials talking it over. Penalties brought to you again by Redbank Chevrolet. Don't make a mistake. A penalty on that next vehicle. Go see Redbank Chevrolet first.
Locally owned Redbank Chevrolet is a proud supporter of our local high school sports teams.
I think they're just making sure, and they may even wave it off. See, yep.
Ineligible man down, Phil.
So they'll back him up. And they'll make it a 1st and 15?
Yeah, they'll mark it a 1st and 15. And Brockway's got to get something going here with 4:07 left. They got to get something up the field.
Oh, the pass incomplete. Tried to get that to Doherty. 4:02 remaining here. And I always giggle, everyone likes to pick on the officials, right? But, high school needs officials. The PIAA, go to PIAA.org, and you can check that out. Go to the officials section and become an official because they need to. I know a lot of schools are playing games on Thursdays and Saturdays and all kinds of different stuff because there's a shortage. Ball snap back. Patton with that football, dancing around, has lots of time. Firing it deep. Downfield. Tipped. And it's picked off. It's intercepted. And it's picked off by Gold. Carson Gold with the interception. Picked it up. Boy, he battled over there on that far sideline there that time with Himes.
Yeah, it just wasn't there. And, Jaden Patton just threw it with his shoulder square to the line of scrimmage, didn't step into it, just threw it all arm. And it was going to be a battle down there between those two to who's going to end up with it. And Carson Gould ended up with it. For a big interception for Redbank. They're going the other way with 3:51 remaining in the football game.
So we'll see what Redbank does here. They have been pretty adept at running the clock, using all of that play clock. Of course, the clocks are off, so he's dependent on the back judge. Wagner will work it here for Redbank Valley. And we have another whistle. Is that a timeout?
I think it's a timeout. Coach Gould going on to the football field.
So Redbank's going to use a timeout here. And while we have a chance, let you know, too, coming up at the postgame, we'll have the complete postgame show on the way, brought to you by the Fun Bank. We'll have a few stats for you, talk a little bit about this ball game, have our Hager Paving player of the game.
Yeah. Mike, I wanted to bring up, you talked about officiating. You talked about that. I teach some courses at the university. And, there's a couple of those kids that I had last year that went through the PI process, took the test, and are currently refereeing soccer around District 9. And they're making a pretty good paycheck for a referee in junior high soccer games and varsity District 9 soccer games. So they're so thankful they went through the process to do it. It wasn't hard at all. And now they're refereeing games and, making some money on the side, and good for them. They enjoy it, and I hear nothing but good things from them when they talk about being a PIA official. And there's a desperate need, not only for football, basketball, volleyball, baseball, softball, the whole 9 yards, wrestling.
Myers gets a handoff, tries to turn the corner, following his blocker, does, and gets a nice chunky yardage on first down, about 8 yards on the carry. Yeah, one of the things when I was in college, I actually officiated basketball, and it was great. It was, it was better than a part-time job. I know that, and I made more money, and it was always after classes.
Yeah, I don't want to, say how much it is or whatever, but those guys were pleasantly surprised when they would get their paycheck, and the district chapters around here keep those guys close to home, which is one big thing. And I'm just familiar with the soccer end of it. Since those kids are in my classes, and it's a big thing.
Yep. Well, and they need officials in everything.
Yeah.
I was just talking to some of the older guys that are retiring, and I know just in basketball, District 9, in just this immediate area, is losing like 6 guys, 7 guys, because they're just at a point now where it's just they are at an age where they're just not going to do it.
Yeah, and then we talk about the District 10 guys. They're playing Thursday night games because there's not enough officials for Friday night. They're splitting up. They got to play some Thursday night games and some Friday night games. So
Saturdays too,
Yeah, that's kind of sad, but hopefully that will change.
Wagner used all the time here. 2nd down and 2 for the Bulldogs. They lead by 17. Here's the handoff. And the carry here, Monrian gets the carry this time, and he'll get the first down. He's right there at the marker. Needed a couple, and he's going to gain about 3. They'll put him out right around the 35-yard line.
Yeah, good running by Monrian, and the sticks move on the far side. And the clock stops with 3:13 remaining in the football game.
Here's the handoff. That was the first carry of the night that we've seen out of Brock George. So George gets the carry, and how about George picking up about 7 yards?
Yeah. Yep, we saw that, and I think I'm trying to see, if I'm not sure who was down on the Byers is down there. They're stretching him out with a cramp. But the clock continues to run here at Redbank.
Here's the handoff. George gets the carry, and he'll be stopped. He'll lose a couple back to the 40. We have a timeout. Oh, there is no timeout. Yeah, there is. Well, why don't we do this? Let's take a quick timeout. We got to add a couple things up here, and we're going to be back for you. 38-21 the score, 2:05 to go in this one. You're watching Kerle Tire High School football right here on the EYT Media Network. Who do you like for player of the game?
West Park Rehab Physical Therapy, providing traditional physical therapy plus diagnostic testing to include EMG nerve conduction study and musculoskeletal ultrasounds.
Live action, third down, and how about a first down carry over the right side? Monrian getting the carry that time. For the first down, the move the chains to, clock's not moving. No, it's moving. Ball to the 48. Redbank very content here. They just want to run the clock.
We're under 2 minutes now.
They're taking their time. And a flag on the play. Is that
it's illegal procedure.
Yep. We'll back them up.
Yep, and both teams will get an opportunity next week, Mike, Redbank's got a nice little trip next week all the way up to Port Allegheny to play up there. And Brockway is going to travel up a little bit to Ridgeway, and Ridgeway off to a slow start this year. So that might be something that the Brockway Rovers can use, a little bit of a easier opponent, I should say. So they get out over, look like up over the 47-yard line, and Brockway calls the timeout with 1:21 remaining in the football game.
So the teams will come over, talk to their sidelines here. Again, we have the full post-game show on the way. We are actually tonight, we have Mike Kilroy down on the football field. We're going to get some audio, we believe, from Mike tonight, talking to some of the players down there. So we'll kind of hang around until
we're going to try something different.
Those guys. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Try something different a little bit.
They say we have all this great technology. We're going to try to utilize it.
Yeah, I'm going to sit back and watch it all. It should be good. I have limited responsibilities. Like, I carry the cameras to these events. That's my big thing. Katis, get the cameras. I'm like, okay, put one on one shoulder, one on the right shoulder.
Starting to shake hands down there now. We'll have one more play from scrimmage.
Yep. So make sure you write down the final score, because these guys close that scoreboard real quick.
So here we go. Redbank now in victory formation. There's the knee. There's the ball game. So that clock will run down. 38-21. Redbank Valley is going to come out with a big win here. But how about Brockway turning it on there in that third quarter, scoring 21 points in that third quarter. But coming up short here, Redbank Valley built that lead big early. was able to hold on to get the big win here tonight. All right, we'll take a break. We're going to come back. Got a lot more coming your way here in the postgame show. And you are watching Kerle Tire High School Football on exploreSportsPA.com.
Owners and operators, if your business depends on your truck, then we've got you covered.
Right.
From simple oil changes to complete engine rebuilds, Bauer Truck Repair has the tools and the know-how to get the job done. We also offer 24-hour roadside assistance. Anywhere, anytime, any weather. Our techs are ready to get your truck fixed and back on the road. We even offer towing and load transfer services. At Bauer Truck Repair, we understand that every minute and every dollar counts. So trust your business with our business. Bauer Truck Repair, located off exit 60 in Chippenville. You can also find us online at exploreClarion.com or call us at 814-226-6023. That's 814-226-6023.
Dubrook, a division of M&B Group, is your trusted local ready-mix supplier for residential and
One of the biggest risks to your future could be running out of money during a longer than expected retirement. Many people have not yet taken the time to determine if they will have enough assets to last throughout retirement. Our Retirement Income Evaluator can help you develop a roadmap and actionable recommendations. To learn more, stop by our office located at 162 South 2nd Avenue in Clarion. Give us a call at 223-9990 or visit JannyClarion.com. Janney Montgomery Scott, LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
The Cooper Discoverer Road Plus Trail AT, our most trusted truck tire, is now better than ever and available for your truck or SUV. They're designed for the reliability and durability to find adventure beyond the pavement and are backed by a Cooper mileage warranty of up to 65,000 miles. Learn more about the reliable Discoverer Road Plus Trail AT at CooperTire.com. Count on Cooper. Or stop by Kerle Tires in Clarion. Kerle Tires, the area's largest selection of tires.
Brookville Equipment is a world-class manufacturer, designing and building the latest in transportation technology. Our team of engineers, machinists, welders, assemblers, and many more are always pushing the limit. Brookville Equipment, doing what we do best for over 100 years, and proud to support high school athletics.
Right back here to action. We're in the Fun Bank postgame show.
All right,
Mike
guys.
Gilroy down on the field.
Thanks a lot. We're here with Jackson
our players of
Huffman
the
and
game.
Brock Monrian. You guys had an awesome game tonight, rushing the passer. You combined for 8 sacks between you. You had 9 sacks as a team. Got a little bit interesting there in the second half, but you buckled down. Can you just tell me about the game plan? Because it seemed like you were just pinning your ears back and going after their really good sophomore quarterback.
Yeah, he is a pretty good quarterback, but I feel like our D-line's really underestimated. Yeah, we are wide receivers. You might think we're soft up front, but we kind of just proved there tonight that you can take, 3A school, pick from anywhere they want. They got tons of kids. We're Redbank Valley. We're not co-opted with anybody, and we're still going to come out and punch you in the face.
Yeah, and Brock, not only did you guys get pressure and sacks, but you got a number of holding calls that were big. Just walk me through. It seemed like you could smell the blood in the water tonight.
Yeah, the biggest thing when you're getting held, try and fight with resistance. Try and get the refs to see it. It's really all you can do.
And what does it say about this team? It's 28-0 at halftime. Second half does not really go your way. It got really interesting there. They hit a couple big plays. But what does it say about this team that you were able to kind of take that punch, take that adversity, and kind of settle down and still make big plays?
Yeah, that's definitely on us. I feel like we kind of got lazy in the second half. We weren't really pushing as hard as we were. But we quickly realized that we got to pick it up and we got to take a punch and roll with it. And it's pretty much the mindset we had.
Yeah, and Brock, you were vital on offense there at the end, kind of burning some clock. It's nice getting some offensive stats, right?
Yeah, it's definitely nice. This is the first year I've actually played offense quite a bit, yeah.
All right, well, Redbank's 2-0. Impressive win here tonight over Brockway. I'll let you guys go. Thanks a lot for joining us, and back to you guys.
Wow, great job down there, Mike Kilroy, on the interview with our players of the game tonight here for Redbank Valley. It was Brock Monrian and also Jackson Huffman with big games on both sides of the football. Nice job by Kilroy down there and Brett on the camera. So we're in that Fun Bank postgame show. There's our players of the game already, brought to you by Hager Paving. So we're going to go backwards a little bit. Do you have any stats or anything that stands out?
I don't. I just, the big thing what we have when we get into third quarter when the quarterback, I'm losing my mind here, Mike, because I got some stuff. They got my papers all squared up there. Aiden Patton threw for 245 yards in the third quarter.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. And I think they're going to realize again that once they start watching some film, they're going to see they got to get the ball to those playmakers because, man, if they could catch the football, they're going to run. I mean, that's the whole key to Brockway's success in the future. They can run the ball. They're going to keep people honest and everything, but I think that's one of the big things that stand out. But Braylon Wagner, once again, just keeps it going for the most part. And I think you're seeing more, as you said, that Jackson Huffman did a great job with the interview. I think they get the ball to him a little bit more, too. Redbank's banged up a little bit. We saw Rylan Roop and a couple other guys. Eastlick, their starting running backs, was out after the first quarter. And I think they got some other guys that can fill in. And you know how that goes. All of a sudden, you do really well as a backup, and you start playing, and coach is like, hey, man, you know, you're going to keep you in there. You're doing a great job with things. So Redbank just keeps it going. Brockway's got some places to grow and improve a little bit, and I think they will next week as they take on Ridgeway.
All right, so that'll wrap things up here for the Fun Bank postgame show. Again, stats brought to you by Laurel Eye Clinic. We had announced our winging it of the game. We did that earlier in the ball game. That was at Patton to Snowberger, 95-yard touchdown pass play where saw Snowberger juggling that ball, and boy, the concentration to bring it in and get the score. But Redbank Valley able to hold on tonight to come up with the big victory here this evening. Looking ahead to next week, Mr. Katis, right now the plans are we'll be up at Clarion High School as Brookville comes in. Brookville, tough time tonight with Karn City, unable to come up with much offense against the Gremlins. The Gremlins look like they're pretty good right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of surprising. We didn't know how good they would be, but
well, it's still tough after it's the second week here now. We got to see. Karn City must be pretty good. I mean, that's, they're 2-0 as we get going here with things in Brookville. I don't know enough about Brookville at this point. New coach up there and everything, pretty nice guy. I think it's Coach Morrison who's the coach up there. Let's see. I'll be able to talk to him this week and get a little bit more background on the Brookville Raiders. And, I'm kind of disappointed we're not over Brookville doing the game on the turf. We're going to have to do it down at Clarion High School. But they got a pretty nice set of a good turf up there, too. So it'll be an interesting game next week. And we'll be glad to have you with us.
all right, that'll wrap things up for us here from Redbank Valley High School, the Fun Bank postgame show. Wrapping up this evening, once again, the final score, Redbank Valley moves to 2-0 on the season, a win 38-21 over Brockway. Rovers fall to 1-1 on the young season here in week number 2. For everybody here tonight, Nico Cosma, we had Brad English, Tyler Oakes, my partner Dave Katis. This is Mike Kalinowski bidding you a pleasant good night. And you've been watching Kerle Tire High School football on exploreClarion.com, the place for sports all over the area. Have a great night, folks. We'll see you again next week.